Hello, hello. It's been a long break, but finally it is my pleasure to welcome you all back to Criminal Intent. It's been a long time since last session. Can anybody remember what happened in it?
Remember the end of it.
I will give you a clue. It began with the end of last heist.
Okay, so we all met up back at the inn to discuss what had transpired and the fact that Gnob had made the handoff to the buyer himself.
We got shortchanged.
We got shortchanged. The buyer was a man named Gilvash, who is sort of, I guess,
an old partner / betrayer of Ambrosia.
Yeah, Ambrosia's like old partner in crime, perhaps.
For one
I'm not sure
heist.
that we got the full. I'm not sure they got the full story, but yeah, they at least worked together.
You just know that it was him screwing her over that got her in prison.
Yes.
Yeah,
he betrayed her exactly. She landed up.
She broke her pipe. She was so angry.
Yeah, she did.
That's right. Good thing we have another one.
Right. And then help me out here, guys.
And then we had to get to the bottom of this. We sought out Rich, who was
there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there
and he was
at
like,
the bar.
yeah, and he was like, "Hey, I got fucked over too,
Yeah.
but I'll make it up
he was-
to you."
Rich was talking to some legit thieves guild thieves.
Yeah,
and
they
they
were not
sort of-
hearing his.
Yeah, they were not hearing his
Shenanigans.
shit. They were like, "Fuck off, Richie, bitch." And then Gnob dragged him back to the table, and yeah, he basically explained how he got fucked over as well during the deal, and that he wanted to make some sort of amends by offering us a job, which we sort of, I don't know, how did we react to Rich's
DB
opposition?
advised against it, but he was
Various-
he was outvoted.
Yeah, differing opinions.
Yeah.
Fair.
I liked Rich's plan because he was trying to help us get that beautiful sapphire set, right?
Well, and of course it got us into a party, which was
Yeah.
right
Yes.
up Ambrosia's alley.
Yeah, and Cornelius was quite interested in the fact that they would have magical properties.
As was Gnob,
Yes.
silently, brutally. Yeah. And then was that at that point that
He
we
said to
decided
you
do
that
some
he
work?
was willing to give you a map or show you who a map maker was for.
That's what it was.
Oh,
but the map would cost you 10 gold
yeah.
pieces, and he introduced you to the map maker.
That he
Uh,
could not afford, even though he's rich.
No, he wouldn't do it.
Could not afford.
And secondly, he told you that he would have someone assist you in getting in. Can anybody give me any more detail on that?
Oh.
Yes, there is a serving maid who would leave a window open for us if we would steal a painting for him.
For him.
Any details on either the painting or where the window is?
It's up in the tower somewhere. It was like
Yes.
it was a landscape painting that he claimed he just liked it.
He did. He very much liked the landscape painting, and it was just a landscape painting, that is correct. And the window is in an unused storage tower. It's called the Western Tower, but the map I showed you guys, it would be at the top right.
Do we have any idea how high up?
'Cause the
this
map's
window
flipped.
may be? Or do we have to
2 stories.
We have to scale it.
Yeah.
I think we got a couple of different maps though, because I think I got a map that showed a mage's tower. That was other mage's tower.
You got a mage's
That was
tower map.
nearby.
You got a map
Yeah.
of some ruins nearby
Mhm.
as well.
Oh, sorry, not from me, from the fucking ferret. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, well, kind of from you. in a
No.
roundabout way.
I thought you meant I'd given out the wrong map for this heist. No, you
No,
mean
no.
you mean that the Order gave out some other maps, yes, which don't exist yet. But one is of a wizard's tower. Any remembering of who the wizard is?
Oh.
Alminster.
Yeah, definitely.
It's in our group.
probably
It's in our group
Elminster.
loot tracker already. So
Oh, fantastic. Laura Bell.
Laravel's
You're
wizard
wrong.
tower. and
that
the
is.
map of Ilavaz's ruins. You don't, but you have seen a world map or
Yes,
a localer
shows
map that shows that tower and indeed the ruins of Ilavaz. I really hope those are now on the new maps. I'm pretty sure they are. I'm pretty sure they're still on the new maps. Cool. Yeah, and after that, you made really good friends with the otter. Anyone remember his name? It was an alliteration, if that helps.
Oliver.
Oscar.
Yes, indeed. Oscar the map maker.
My fifth guess.
Oscar the otterfolk map
Oscar the
maker.
Grouch.
And you thought you were going into a dirty sewer, and you turned out he had a really nice home. After you made good friends with him, you came back and you decided to spend the 2 weeks off of session deciding what you would purchase for the heist. And the conclusion was one shift weave.
A shift weave.
Yes? Is that the case?
That's what I go. I don't know about anyone
I
else.
said I was getting one as well. For myself.
Okay.
I figured that we would also deal with the carriage so that we had like the getaway car in case shit.
You
went.
have a
Oh
carriage.
yeah.
No, I gave you the price for carriage. And then told you could tell me how fancy. I think I did sell you the carriage last session.
It was 25 for a fancy or 10 for a normal. And
Yeah, and I said you guys could choose what it looked like and send me the art, which obviously happened.
I have an idea of because obviously we need someone to drive the cart for it to be a getaway cart instead of
Okay.
like one of us
This is
fumbling to
going.
get into the front seat. I think I have a way of having a driver there waiting for us.
Are they as good at driving as they are at looking out for danger? Because I don't know if I want that same.
Are they good at either of those things?
They've not had the opportunity to try and do those.
They
things.
certainly have the
Is what I will
intelligence
say.
and capacity to do both of those things.
We just
Okay.
I
have
will
to
say that.
put a cloak on them.
Well, there you
Let's
go.
I
That's
just want
easy.
to paint it black or stain it black or something.
No. We can wrap them in the 400 yards of silk that DB bought a couple sessions ago.
Yeah, that would be beautiful.
At this point, are we wrapping the driver or are we wrapping the...
Oh, the driver.
Oh,
Right.
The
okay.
driver.
Oh.
Yeah, I would say that I would also buy like the thing is that Cornelius wouldn't know if what he's going to attempt will work, but I know that it will because it's my subclass feature. But I would get like gloves, shoes, like everything to cover them.
A full
fully.
fit.
We have a
Yeah.
mirror mask. Would he wear a mirror mask as well? Because we have a couple of those that no one.
Oh.
Yeah, anything really to
Right.
cover themselves.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
I like it. And a top hat.
Yeah,
That's fantastic.
he's becoming a snowman.
And two eyes made out.
Yeah. Then Rich said he would take us to the counterfeiter, Anders, but he was super dangerous, and we also had to pay for our own invitations because he has no money.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Rich
that's
is
true.
so broke.
Right.
It's fine. And
Oh, yeah.
then we said, let's go kill an ogre real quick to level
Yeah.
up.
Let's
Yes.
just go. We little
That's right.
cash, little cash spending,
Yeah, we need a little
little spending cash for this.
Little
Little
pocket
pocket change. Little pocket
change.
change. Yeah.
walking around money. We said we'll deal with this ogre problem.
We got a bag of
And-
holding out of it though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We
We
did.
got to clean it out first because it's got a bunch of dead
It was
bodies. In it.
yucky.
Dead
in
shit in
there.
there. Yes.
But
Yes.
I think that's where we left off, right?
Yep, that is indeed where you left off. Are you heading to Anders to get yourself some invitations?
Yeah.
I believe we're gonna have to. Yeah.
Okay, bear with me
Yeah.
a second. I'm still desperately trying to find a price on a ship.
And we were explained that he was dangerous.
He were told he was he's the best forger, but extremely dangerous.
Okay.
I
Then again,
think
Rich is
that
full of shit.
is-
So
Yeah.
Oh, that food sounds nice. I just don't have a price on a shift weave at all, anywhere. Any of my resources. I have never sold anyone a shift weave, apparently.
it only cost me 10
Oh
points.
no, William already had his when we
As the
started.
kids
Cost
would
you
say,
10
I'll cap
points?
on that.
Yeah.
have you
points.
got any concept to something else that costs you 10 points?
You sent it with character creation stuff. I don't have that. I don't think I have
15 gold pieces each. A shift weave.
Okay.
And honestly, I have no idea if that's appropriate or not. It might be way underpriced, way overpriced. I haven't got a clue.
Well, I've removed it now.
You are aware that it is a shift weave, not a glamour weave, yes?
Yes. It's got 5 outfits. I looked.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. So he will tell you exactly where to find Anders. Which will tell you that. So if you just head a little way to the edge of town, there is a fairly elegant-looking nobleman's house, and you'll see a little side building built into it, a little annex. Large black door with a silver knocker. It takes the form of a lion's head. Just knock. And I hope that you've got the money. Did he give you a price for
30.
invitations? Sorry?
That's what he said.
I still haven't heard the number.
30.
30. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Cool. Okay.
30 gold?
Mm-hmm.
Seems
Well, if we
reasonable.
can't haggle him, but I think we all at least have that much, so.
Okay.
Yeah,
All 4 of you going?
why not?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. Only moments later, the door opens. There is a very, very tall but human man wearing a sort of waistcoat that seems like stretched over his huge chest. He's got long blonde hair tied back in a ponytail, and a warhammer on his back. Looks at you and, good day. What's your business, sir?
You Anders.
No. This is Anders' house. I'm the butler.
Oh, wow.
Anybody who's proficient can give me an insight check.
I think I'm
Nope.
proficient.
Do you want to party with us, Mr. Butler?
I did pretty good.
Yeah, I'll just take that. Whatever pretty good is. Okay.
18.
Yeah, he's trying very hard to say the right things. Like someone's taught him fairly recently what the right things to say are. And he obviously is thinking about it a little bit, and you want to see Anders?
But of
Yes,
course.
please.
50 gold.
Able.
Excuse me?
Oh, there.
50 gold for an appointment.
For a person? Or
No.
as a group?
We
Unless you will need 4 appointments.
Oh.
What the- Surely that seems a little excessive.
we're DB size.
No, he definitely said 50.
We're friends with Rich.
He looks about a little bit. He looks around a little bit. Clearly has no idea what that's got to do with anything, and then just goes, 50 gold for an appointment.
Go ask your boss.
No. He definitely said 50 gold for an appointment, and something about deductions.
Oh no.
Well, look, you're obviously new here.
Actually, I've been here a long time. It's just new to this butler stupid thing. Pay 50 gold now.
Well,
He puts his
there's
hand
no
up.
need to get up. There's no need to get upset.
You haven't seen me when I'm angry. You don't want to
What
see me
get
when
you
I'm
ang-
angry.
I-
Yeah.
you're right. I
That's
don't
right.
want to get you
50 gold.
angry.
And then something or other about deductions. You can ask him for a refund once you've got your appointment. You want to see him, pay the gold.
No, I'm good. DB leaves.
Oh, okay. I'll follow DB's lead. We'll take our business elsewhere.
I
who's
lower my
the second best?
spellcasting hand and walk away too.
Who's the second best forger in town? Maybe we'll go see them. I yell out loud in the street.
Giving him the old hard sell.
You
Second
just
best
cost
forger in
yourself-
town.
You just lost yourself 4 customers. And I'll walk away as well.
Go tell your boss that.
Didn't lose nothing. Didn't have him in the first place.
You did.
Thank you for coming.
Nice.
He gives you a little bow.
Oh my goodness.
I write Rich a nasty note in our Numatube that we have of his.
Oh, yeah.
It just says $50 to see your fucking man. What the fuck?
He writes
Put it in
back,
the tube.
don't know what a dollar is, but he'll take the 50 gold off the price of the invitations.
But the invitations are 30 each. So what if one of us just wanted? What if only one of us went for an invitation? Would he
Then you would have had
pay us 20 gold?
No, you would have just been... You're
Takes
about
off
to.
the, off
That's
the
a
top,
fair
probably.
question. That's very fair. Well, now this is embarrassing.
Going back. I mean, you need the invitations, right?
Unless we can all scale a building.
Fine,
Well, these
I'll
are two different
disguise
things,
myself
right.
as someone else,
Okay.
and then go up to the door.
Okay.
And then knock. Hello.
Good day.
Good there. Ah, hello. You guys are standing kind of far away, right?
I would assume so. Otherwise, he
No,
has not
I'll-
answered like this.
I'll come up with you. I'll stand behind you. I'll stand behind you. I'll stand
DB's
behind you.
DB's heated, so I think he's waiting.
Do you,
He just
do you
slipped
come
you
up
a note.
as somebody else, Snob, or just as Snob?
Oh, she's disguised.
She disguised herself and then went to the
Oh,
door.
sorry then. No.
I'm not
I'll-
gonna
I'll-
face
I'll
the
stay back. I'll
embarrassment
stay
of
back.
going
I'll
back.
stay back.
Can I help you?
myself. I have heard about your boss's work, and I have come to see for myself. I
It's
have
50 gold for an
the key
appointment.
right here. I already have it out.
Excellent. He takes it, and if you'll wait there, you may sit. And he gestures towards the sofa that's sort of like placed in a really weird, like it's against the wall. It looks like a sort of waiting bench for a dentist or something. It's just like far back away from everything else. It doesn't fit well in the room. He points to it. You may help yourself to water. It's on the table.
Is it alright if my valets come with me?
He nods once, but doesn't go and open the door.
Okay, great.
He walks upstairs.
I'll just go open the door real quick and wave you guys in.
I'm just coming in as Snob.
Yeah, we expect that. All three of you? Just come in as
that's
you
what I
are?
expected.
I went back with Ambrosia, so
Okay, great.
I have no shame.
DB's pissed. He's waiting outside. He's
Oh,
he's
yeah,
waiting
DB's
outside. He hands
He
sulking.
comes
Knob
down
a
and-
sheet of paper with his name on it, with his fake name on it. And then goes, "Pissed me out."
He looks at you. He comes down, looks at you both, and I see you've changed your mind.
Something the matter.
I'll escort you to your appointment now.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you.
He leads you upstairs, and you see a large oaken door, and he opens it and gestures you in.
As Nob walks by, I want to just brush his shoulder purposely.
Whoa.
You like bump into him, and like you literally like sort of like almost like get rebuffed a little bit. Like it's like you bumped into a stone wall.
What's this guy's deal?
Okay. And as you enter into the chamber, you will see a gentleman. He is extremely well dressed with a sort of ruffled lace cravat. He has a long grey beard, a pair of spectacles in his eyes. He sits behind a large bureau that is sort of rich mahogany. You see a gold pendulum swinging at the middle of the desk, sort of on its own. You see a couple of pieces of artwork on the wall and a balcony out to the side. And as you look over the balcony, you catch, just out of the corner of your eye, a cage hanging from the ceiling, inside which is a pixie. You can see that she is yelling at you, but you do not hear a thing.
Oh,
The gentleman looks up at you. Welcome, please come in and shut the door.
All right.
Sorry if my butler caused any offense. My last doorman was removed. He now finds himself doing 2 jobs instead of 1.
It's so hard to find good help these days.
Is it?
I would assume so.
You have come for help, have you not? And I promise you it will be excellent, should you have the fee. What do you require? A new identity?
Something like that. Someone who would be invited to this big gala that I've heard.
You need
so
an
much
invitation
about.
to the Pelham Ancestral Estates
We do.
That's right.
birthday celebration. Well, I have a few open invites. Let me
Perfect.
see here. How many of you? Just the 3?
4.
4.
Okay. Very well. Do you need names that are already on the guest list, or are you happy to take some of the open invites with your own names? Or whichever names it is you choose to take.
I have a name.
Oh.
I'll pull DB's stupid name out of my pocket and place it on his desk.
That would be the Tabaxi outside, would it?
It would.
Yeah.
Yourself, ma'am?
Yep. Is he asking if we want to, like,
You
take
can
the name of someone
either...
who's invited?
Exactly that. He can forge you an invite for a name of somebody who already has been invited. Like, he can give you their invite, but obviously if they then turn up, you've got a problem.
Yeah, it's horrible deja vu.
It's an
really.
indication of an ability. It's an indication of an ability he could have in this situation. That wouldn't help you at all, unless you want to waylay exactly that person on the way in. But obviously, you
I see.
would need to know who they were,
No.
right?
Yeah.
4 open invites, very well.
Yes.
I'll take your names and 80 gold pieces, please.
All right.
Wait, have I done the math wrong? 70 gold pieces.
70?
Well, minus the 50 that we already paid.
So it's 120 for the
Minus
4
50.
invites, minus the 50 you've already paid for 70
Oh,
gold.
sorry,
for the
it's
4 of you.
70 for all of them. I thought
Yeah,
you
yeah,
were saying
70
78.
overall.
I was like,
No,
what?
there is 70 gold remaining in balance.
Okay, right.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
What the name
Prices.
I will...
Your price is steep, Enders.
The price is correct.
We'll see.
If you have another source of an invite, by all means, feel free to take your business elsewhere. I'll take the free 50 gold that you've already paid.
No, there's no need for that. We've already put down a down payment. We just want to make sure, the price is right for the quality of work.
My price is always correct. 70 gold pieces, please.
Right. How much money does everyone have?
I got enough to cover. I got enough to cover that.
I have enough to cover that.
Please tell me we're not having a whip around.
Everyone
That
get
was-
the collection basket out.
That was me asking out of character.
He just looks at you all. Have you no shame?
No, I would never do that. I just turn to you guys, hold my hand out for some money. I paid the 50 already.
I'll fork over the 70.
Thank you, dear.
How kind.
Go.
Okay. And with that, he sort of twiddles his fingers and like a pen appears in his hand. Oh, sorry. I think we have art for him, and I haven't given it to you, have I?
Ooh.
Yeah. This deal.
No, I don't. I thought I did, but I don't apparently.
Very well.
He shall be formless in our minds.
He's somewhere else. I do have art for him. I just haven't put it on Roll20. Yeah, so he sort of, as he spins his fingers, a sort of ink quill appears. It's a sort of, you know that these are very fine instruments with like a solid gold nib. He dips it into the ink and takes out an invitation that's already been made. And then with a great flourish, he sort of starts the writing, copying out the name that DB has supplied. What is that name?
Dante Bossa Nova.
Dante Bossa Nova. Love that. Okay. He sort of and his scroll is sort of beautiful, but then you'll see it also matches the actual sort of imitation style. He puts it down on the side of the desk and lets it dry, and then takes up the next one and looks expectantly to you, Gnob.
I don't have a fucking name. What name should I put down? I'll ask these two.
You don't have one at the ready, Knob.
Goodness.
Let me apologize.
He just takes
my comrade is-
a long scroll and out from in one drawer, and he sort of rolls it down. And goes, here's a list of nobles from too far away to have been, to have actually been attending, and nobody there would know exactly what they would look like. Would you like one of these?
Let me see.
This is Earl Jasker Pembroke, perhaps.
Now that sounds stupid.
I whisper to Knob, nobles always have stupid sounding names.
Why?
Perhaps you'd prefer something a little more rural. I've got
Something from the north.
I've got a baronet here called Gez.
Baronet.
Sweet.
G-N-E-Z.
A baronet. His first name is
Gnob.
Gez. No, just Gez. And
That's one less than my name. I'll take it.
Yep, he will show you it's Baronet Gez Wolsechatten.
Wow.
That's the surname, but just Gez will do. Even you should manage the one syllable. Looks over to Cornelius. Your name?
Rokan Debris.
You're reusing an old name, I see. Okay, very well. Yes. And then he looks to you. Ambrosia?
Well, I think, yeah, we'll just bring back Oleandre Dupont.
Oleandre Dupont?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, very well.
Recently seen, at Visucci's.
Yes. You might have reprised William and then gone together. That might have made more sense, but fuck it.
No, Oleandre, she doesn't have, she doesn't hang around one guy too long.
No, William's just a poor farm boy who's depressed.
Okay. He gives you the 4 invitations. And, it was a pleasure doing business.
Thank you.
Indeed. Thank you.
Well,
As you turn on your heel, who's our perception bitch in this party?
not me.
The one who's outside. The one who's outside currently.
Yeah,
Cat.
it might be DB.
Who's next?
I'm
Well, I have a
proficient.
plus.
I'm
3.
proficient.
Oh, well, then you do it.
But I only have a +2.
I
So
only have +3. So
I'll take it
Fine,
from.
I have a plus 3.
I'll take it from Ambrosia.
Ooh, 30-20.
Nice.
Yeah, you see that he's only got a couple of open invites left on his table, and then he's sort of got a large sort of paperweight on top of those. He took yours from a different place on the desk.
Interesting. What does that mean? My invitation?
So he gave you no. All 4 of your invitations came from like the left side of his desk. He has 2 others remaining open invites under a paperweight on the other side of his
Oh,
desk.
I see. Maybe those are reserved for somebody else. As we're walking out, can I just turn really quickly and ask him, have you been getting a lot of requests for this particular event? Just
Would you like me to flap my lips and discuss your business with the next customer?
It was a yes or no question.
So was mine.
No.
Really?
I leave.
Come along, Ambrosia.
Yes, he's effectively told you that you will get complete confidentiality about you, but he won't reveal anything else about what he's been doing. So he will tell nobody else that Oleandre Dupont has a forged invite, for example.
I wonder who else
Also
at this
his
party is
sense.
gonna have a forged invite, is what I'm thinking.
All of them.
Everyone there. Alright, let's return to DB sulking.
everybody in this fucking town giving me trouble. I just want to do a job, and they won't let me do a job. I gotta pay
DB
money.
needs to
Everybody, no one has
take it
any. He's just like
easy.
pacing back and forth, like just. groveling
Alright,
to
you're
himself.
going to age yourself rapidly with that kind of
Okay.
attitude.
I just want to do the job. Everybody's nickel and dime in me, or copper and silver in me. I don't know what the proper term is.
You know, you have to spend a little to make a little. That's
No,
just
okay,
how
that's
it
fair,
is
that's fair
out
enough.
here.
That wasn't a little. That
Did you
was a
get them?
lot
Let me.
of our
Did you
money.
get them? They look good. They look legit.
This looks like a quality work.
No, you
Yeah.
spelled my name wrong.
DB, as you have a look at it, give me a Arcana check, please.
Uh-oh.
Is the party tonight? It is.
That's
Okay.
I believe so. It's 22nd, I think. Is
That is a.
No, it's in 3 days, I think. Is that
Oh,
right?
okay.
Mikayla, did you write down the day of the...
Wow.
The date of the party.
Yeah, on the evening of the 22nd to the morning of the 23rd. The whole set will be together. So, it's the 22nd, and it is currently... it's probably a little later in the day than 8 a.m. It's
We are
probably
early
2,
birds.
3 p.m. on even star the 19th. So you've got 3 days.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Fantastic.
You got a nat 20 on your Arcana check?
Not 20 are not
Yeah,
20 are.
as you look at it, you'll see there's like 2 layers of illusion on top of it, which is, it creates this sort of hologram effect that it's almost like a 3D invitation. And you'll see that the name goes all the way through, as does the invitation. And on the back layer, there's this sort of beautiful, elegant stamp of the Pelham household. This would be a very difficult invitation to forge, and it is, if the originals are like this, it is a perfect forgery.
Yeah, no, this is there's some magical security on these. I don't know what kind of pen he used, but yeah, no, this does look like some good work, even though his butler's an asshole, I guess.
He was an asshole.
Yeah, no, I'm not. That's a good thing I didn't go in. I probably would have gotten us in trouble. So
might be a useful person to keep in mind.
Yeah, it's always good to have connections, I guess. But I know my strengths and weaknesses, and I would have been a weakness in there. So I'm glad I got my crew, here with me.
Very good.
Right. So you guys all got your outfits. You guys
Well, you've got 3 days to go purchase a shift weave and do anything else you might want to do. Is there any other preparations before I accelerate the clock?
So we're gonna go back to the Otter to get the maps at some point because we had a couple days to wait on that.
And I did give you a little map. I will take you to one of them now. This is the ground floor. Can you guys all see this? You can't, can you? Let me take the dynamic lighting off on this particular map. This is the ground floor. The main entrance to the event will be up here. And this is the grand hall.
Wow.
You would know that this area here is used for sort of like the ball. So you would expect both of these areas to be... Oh, well, that happened. I accidentally clicked on my bookmark and tried to generate some AI art mid-session. Anyway, those 2 rooms are going to be likely the only 2 rooms in use. Perhaps you have heard about the Moonlight Balcony as well, which is a balcony a little way out of the event, a little way out of the main hall, that people go out for quiet conversation and such. And that would be at the back here.
As a group, what is our goal for this gala here?
Mm-hmm.
Like, or individually, I guess. What are our goals? What do we hope to accomplish at this thing?
Individually, I want to see and be seen.
Knob's sort of just been roped into this.
Like, are we gonna try to get any intel on the layout of the grounds or the guards or anything to help us like for the next night?
That's a good idea.
Yeah,
an idea of the outside of the building to sort of see if it's a trellis so we can scale up. Or
so just I might be able to help you with a couple of things here. So first of all, the ball is the night of the heist, if you will. So I'm expecting you guys to leave the event and then break in, right? Or attempt during the event to try and make your way off. But you guys had sort of agreed that would be a lot more dangerous. Secondly, at the ball, you will be able to assess the security, the general security of the building, whether there's any security sort of on the windows, whether there's any sort of alarms in effect, get an idea of the sort of guards that are there. And
look at this painting.
Yeah, you might also be able to get a few clues as to the actual jewelry itself, and anything about that. Double check that she is going to be leaving it out if you can overhear anything. You may also hear other rumors and noble interactions that may allow you to capitalize and or find other scams you could do in the future. And it will be a good practice group activity to rehearse being in disguise together as a group. Those are the notes I've thought of, things you could try and accomplish at this ball. Obviously, you're more than welcome to turn up, eat some good food, and leave. That is also perfectly acceptable.
This might be a fun dress rehearsal for us. As a squad.
Yep, I definitely don't have any other ulterior motives while I'm going to be there. Just focused on the mission.
TV, you're making me suspicious now. What's going on?
What was that?
Do you have...
I said I'm focused on the mission. Yep.
Okay. I'm choosing to believe
Good to
that.
go. I'm good to go. I got my top hat. I got my fancy blouse.
And you look very fetching, I must say.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose this is a good opportunity if I go on to.
Oh, yeah. Shift
Yeah.
wave, you said was 15 gold just now?
I think so. Yeah.
I did look again, James. I found way back in my documents. The shift weave was 25 points out of however many you gave us. There wasn't 10. It was more.
Yeah, whatever. I've committed to it now. 15 gold it is. I can't see it being particularly broken. So this is DB's bull outfit.
I just want more fashions.
Beautiful. Love that. And this is
He's
Cornelius's
so cute.
bull outfit.
Wow.
Wow.
Less cute,
Look at
slightly
that.
more beautiful.
It's giving vampire, for sure.
Yeah.
I really
Yeah,
like
the
that
red eyes
low-cut
really
V.
give it up. Really do it, yeah.
Ambrosia, are you reprising the same outfit? Surely
Probably not.
Maybe a different color.
Ophelia? What's this character's name? Ophelia?
Oleandra?
Oleandra. It's like, yeah, it's like a deep maroon, purple kind of
Love that.
floral print thing going.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Gnob, you are wearing.
Oh.
You a fur cloak, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
something
he's
like
that
Let me go and
that,
get that.
that
and-
stern-looking man.
Stern
we have-
looking men.
We have Gez, Oleandra, Rocca, and Dante.
Rokan.
Is that what we're
Rokan.
Rokan?
Yes.
Rokan and Dante.
Okay.
What a squad. Yeah, let me look at this
Dante
map.
Bossa Nova.
Yeah, we're from. We can be from the north up here.
Oh look, he fits perfectly in the ball in the grand hall. Nice. Yeah, so this is the grand hall. The room below it is the ballroom. And you know that there's a moonlit balcony out here. What's a little unusual about this is the nobles will be arriving at what is effectively the back entrance. I do have a front picture of the courtyard, I believe. Somewhere.
Oh, okay. There's a courtyard.
Let me find out where that has gone. It ain't not here. Where's that not? Oh, there we go. Okay. It's that one's taking a while. But yes, we'll give you a picture of the front estate. Is there any other preparations that you guys would want to be doing?
Just so you and I are on the same page here. This is the Lady Stillane, Elizabeth Stillane. This person is the wife of the Lord of Vordrel or Lord Artos.
Yes. So the guest list states, where are we? Lord Artros and Lady Elizabeth Stillane, of Vordrel.
Okay, good.
Yep. Okay, let's get rid of the grid and bring you here. This is what the front courtyard would look like. But to make it very clear,
Wow.
you are arriving at the back
Cool.
for the event. This would be those moonlit balconies would sit slightly over here. Nobles will walk in the garden, that sort of thing.
Oh, can Gnob have bought some tobacco for the evening?
Definitely.
Nice.
Cigars. Yeah.
Somebody invented streetlights. Anybody else doing any preparations before we go? I think Josh, you mentioned a carriage driver.
Yes.
Is that something you want to do this episode now, before that?
Yes.
Okay. So just to clarify, you guys bought the elegant carriage for 25 or the simple for 10?
Can we get the
Well,
elegant
yes.
one for 22? That's how much gold we have in our group.
We
fund.
have a coupon.
Give me a persuasion check. You specifically.
Oh, man.
Ooh.
I'm not letting Ambrosia weigh in on this. She's not the sort to scruple
I
over
want
3
the
gold.
elegant.
Yeah, but she's not the sort to scruple over 3 gold.
Who we
So if
letting
you
do it?
fail
You're
it,
right,
no,
she's
you,
not.
DB.
Ew.
You're scrounging over 3 gold. If you fail it, she'll pay the 3 gold difference to get it.
11.
Stump up 3 gold, Ambrosia.
I got a plus 6.
Oh,
That's
very
rough.
well. There you go. I will pay the
So
3.
you can pay the 22 out the group loot. She'll pay the 3.
That's fine.
You're a
This-
teamwork.
Yes, you can purchase this from the something bridal, I think it's called. I can't remember. Haven't got that
Are we
document
pulling
open.
up to this party in our carriage?
No,
'Cause
no,
I
no, no,
think-
no, no. I don't think so. The whole point was you were using it as a getaway vehicle.
Okay, copy.
We'll
So
park
you're
it around
preparing
back.
it with the 2 paired draft horses. Horses!
Yeah.
The 2 paired draft horse
Yeah.
is.
The horsey.
And at the moment, you would drive it yourself to a little area, or a little way. What's the plan, Josh? Where would you drive it to?
Yeah, I mean, I would drive it not quite a bit out of town, but to a secluded area that I know I won't be stumbled upon by some randomer that I
Okay.
then have to kill. You
Wow.
know?
Okay. That's
Okay,
fine.
yeah, so I do that, and then
Back alley.
yeah,
No,
No, I
like
mean, like
we've
an
gone
open
outside the
area.
city walls, like out to like a grass
Okay,
hill.
good.
Probably
Yes,
where you
yes,
killed that
yes.
ogre, or halfway there. You know.
Oh,
Yeah,
perfect.
maybe. Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Memories.
I'll stop the car. I don't know if you guys have come with me or not. I don't think it really matters to Cornelius too much. If you have or haven't. But I will find a nice spot and I'll take out my sickle, and in my traditional sense I will begin carving out quite a large glyph on the ground. And I will begin placing specific items at different corners, like there's incense, there's bone, there's all these different things. And then I will very swiftly, with my sickle, cut my arm
Whoa.
and walk into the middle of into the glyph and just allow my blood to drip down my arm and into the ground. As I
Okay.
do, the glyph begins to glow, kind of rumble with magic. And I say, let the chains of death be loosened and a new purpose be forged. From the realm of death I draw forth a faithful servant. Let thy will be my will, thy purpose be my purpose. I will shape thy fate and command thy actions. I am the master and thou art the servant. My command is law.
Wow.
Let it be done. And then the rumbling shakes and the glyph's magic dissipates. And I step out of the glyph. I kind of look kind of anxiously, if you guys are there, waiting, expecting something. And then from the ground raises...
Can you send it to me,
kind of-
Josh? Because I don't seem to have a
Yes.
copy of it. I don't know where it's
Sure.
gone. I don't think you've ever sent it to me.
I definitely have.
I've just gone back
But
till
it's fine,
till
it's no
Cornelius'
problem
very
at
first
all.
art, and I haven't got it.
There you go.
There you
And
go.
then from the ground rises this skeletal figure that has this glowing red magic within its skeletal form. It has a crown and some metal workings covering some of its body. And it stands
Ooh.
before me or us, if you guys are there.
I love the crown, dear.
Thank you.
Wow.
There you go.
Just to
Talk about
clarify, Josh, he is a medium
stylish.
size, yes?
He is a medium-sized creature. Yes.
Is he taller than Gnob?
I imagine he's about 6 foot, so probably not. But as he rises in the middle of the glyph, I kind of slowly approach it, and kind of slowly circle him, kind of expecting him like up and down, and then I stood face to face, and there's like a silence.
Wow.
And then he says, I await your command, master.
Oh,
And I let out a cackling witch's laugh. And then I begin to like dress him in like the gloves and the shoes and everything to cover as much of this skeletal form. as
Well,
I
you can just
can.
hand him the clothes and tell him to dress himself.
Oh yeah, sure. That's
Okay.
Um,
Go on.
yeah, and then I will command him to get in front of the carriage and ride me back into town.
Whoa.
I Definitely don't think he should stand in front of the carriage and ride you. But apart from that, which is what you said,
No, I
you said
sit
I'll
in
get him to get in front of the carriage and ride me back into
like
town.
sit in the front, like sit in the front.
Yes, you mean you'll get him to climb into the front of the carriage and drive you back to town.
What
So
a pervert.
Cornelius is learning.
What's his
he has
hit
to be
points,
very
Josh?
specific with his instructions here.
Yes.
What's his hit points, Josh?
His hit points. His hit points are 20. Armor class 50, and he's got 30-foot movement speed and can fly.
Wow.
Fly.
I learned how to cast knock
Because he
with my
could be
level
a
up.
ghost, I suppose, is the logic.
I don't think he can fly. I think he could have flown if it was
If he
something
was
we
a
want.
ghost.
If he was a ghost, yeah.
Oh, okay, that's
He
fine.
was a spooky goat.
But yes.
Let me do
It's
that.
nice that you enjoy your work.
Does he have dark vision?
He does.
60?
Yes.
Okay, he is yours to command.
I
Thank
love it.
He is in the
Yeah,
additional
I look-
tab.
If you guys are there with me, I look.
Oh, I imagine they were a little distance off, like going, what the fuck is he doing?
incredibly. Okay. Yeah. Then I alone look incredibly pleased in the back of the car.
We just hear this cackle in the distance. And be like,
Yeah, exactly.
Sounds like
Well,
it's going
I guess you
well.
guys would have like waited in the carriage or like waited near the carriage while he sort of performed this ritual elsewhere.
Did his business, yeah.
Yeah. Getaway driver instated. Just for everybody's
What's his
clarity
name?
at the table, Josh, answer that question and then tell us what the actual capacities and capabilities are of this creature.
Yeah, so he doesn't have a name because he is a
Mhm,
servant, and servants shouldn't have names. So
Okay,
therefore,
good. Just
he
making
is.
sure you're
he is-
staying consistent.
Yes, he is merely just called. Cornelius will only ever refer to him as his commander, as in like the
Commander.
commander of an army. Wink, wink.
Commander Shepard.
So yeah, he will ever only refer to him in such a way, and he will only ever refer to Cornelius as master. In terms of capabilities, he has quite a few things. He both has a melee attack and a ranged attack, to which he doesn't need a weapon,
Okay.
Perfect.
from my understanding.
hmm
That's awesome.
And then he can also don items and armor. And then at certain levels,
And he
will
could
use
use a weapon that he was given. Specifically, what's the
Any weapon?
you can give him anything. Yeah, give him any weapon, any armor.
We have. we
He
have
will
weapons.
later gain attunement slots. We've gone on to
Oh,
the next
and-
track, and most specifically, he can command your undead soldiers.
level 12 is what it says.
He gets attunement.
Could we give him the bone club
No.
that we found? That we stole from the troll?
Ooh.
That's funny.
Or is that
That's a
fucked
good
up?
question.
Is that fucked up if we give him the
No,
bone
that's
club?
funny.
No, that's not fucked
I
up.
don't think
at
he
all.
can carry it. Can he? Is it,
That's
it
hilarious.
required 21 strength?
Oh.
He does not
Aw.
have 21 strength.
We also have a long sword and a shield, so you can take
Did
that.
he check?
Yeah, he can take that. But some
The longsword
point,
won't
either
benefit
now
him, I
or-
don't think, any more than his base weapon. But go on.
Yeah, at some point, whether now or later, he instead of me having to use my bonus action to command like a servant, if I have multiple, I can use my bonus action to command my commander to use his bonus action to command all of them.
Whoa, that's cool.
Yeah.
I love that. Look at you, Cornelius.
So we'll just hang out while Cornelius does all the
Delegating.
work. This is perfect. for
Yes,
thievery.
absolutely.
Wonderful.
Yeah, you use a bonus action to command him. He will command any further undead.
That's
Yeah, but I swear it said like at a certain level.
I can't see it for
If
now. We can
not, then
discuss it later.
great.
Yeah, no, he's not about to get involved in a fight.
He shall reign, or is he?
Let's start training. Rush in at him.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey. Feeling great about this.
Anyways, yes, I will ride back into town and collect everyone. I don't think he would even mention what he's done or anything like that. He just looks very smug with himself.
Yeah, so Josh, bonus action Command the Dead is on his stat block if you open up his stat block separately as opposed to putting it just on the extras. The undead commander issues a mental command to any undead you control as long as they are within 120 feet of you. It will use this ability whenever it can in pursuance of the objectives that you have set to the best of its abilities. It can command any or all of them at the same time, issuing the same command to each one. That's the ability there. At level 12, he can possess the body of any undead servant under your control.
That's what it is. My bad.
Yeah. So if you had a huge undead servant, he could become that instead of being in his slightly weaker stat block. The whole point of him is to allow you to have 2 undead servants that require a bonus action to command at the same time.
Very cool.
Okay, so Josh got the carriage driver. You guys got the carriage.
Mhm.
Anything else before we fast forward time?
So,
Fantastic. Okay, I've got to make a couple of little. Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
that's all right.
Gnob is going to create some war bonds. With
Some what?
himself.
Sorry.
Like money?
sorry.
So, as
Not
part of
as a
Eldritch,
government.
as part of the Eldritch Knight subclass, you can sort of create a bond with a weapon you can basically.
I'm very glad that you have now clarified that it was bonds. I thought you were creating bombs.
war bonds.
I was like, great, he's going to bring some war bombs to my fucking noble festival. This is because I didn't get to burn down the restaurant. Your bonds. Do tell us about them.
We're just gonna do the scimitar and his maul. So I don't know if anyone knows because he's never really pulled it out, but Nob's been carrying around like a maul on his back pretty much the entire time that he's been with you.
Pretty cool.
So those are the 2, and he will have done it in private, so there's no flavor for it. He's just tinkering in his little bedroom.
Okay.
Cool.
So what does that mean? You can summon it?
So I can basically summon it as a bonus action. So like,
Oh, awesome.
I can show up to this ball
Unarmed. You can
unarmed,
show up unarmed.
and
That's cool.
if shit hits the fan, smashy.
Let's hope it doesn't come to that.
I hope
But
it
it's
comes
good
to
to
that.
be prepared.
I want murder on the dance floor.
Okay, Sophie Ellis Bextor.
Cool.
I'm excited to see these guys in a party setting.
So as you guys arrive, are you going to be early, on time, fashionably late? What's the plan?
I shouldn't be late.
How late? Party kicks off at 6 p.m.
Kicks off at 6?
Then 7 is an hour fashionably late.
Let's
I
say
know. What would it? Ambrosia?
7:30.
No, Ambrosia would know the proper time, so I think we leave this to her to decide.
You want to arrive 2.5 hours late.
No, I
Jesus,
said
that's just late.
7:30.
That's just late, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
An
Okay.
hour and a half late.
Yep. So you come in after the first course has been cleared. So the tables are at the side. People are meeting and then wandering over and grabbing food and sitting down at different tables. It's not a formal function to sit down and eat. So you will arrive just as the first course, or first set of food is being cleared, and the second set of food is being laid.
Perfect.
As you arrive at the back entrance to the building, you will see a few carriages pulling up. You'll see a few people moving up on foot. Quite a few people are walking up from the town. There are other people arriving at the same time as you. And
How fashionable do these people look?
and in fact, one of them looks extremely fashionable.
Yeah.
You see what appears to be a very rich old gentleman, a venerable gentleman, and immediately sort of, when you see him, there's a gravitas to him. Beside him is a stunningly beautiful woman. She appears to be in her late 20s, perhaps early 30s, whereas he appears to be in his sort of 50s or 60s. He has a few attendants, but the only person who doesn't seem to be his sort of the only person who doesn't appear to be one of his servants is this woman. Let me see if I can find what I'm looking for. Here we go. So this gentleman here is the man with gravitas. This is him in the ball, and don't count his fingers. And the woman next to him, I only have a very, very close up of, but this is her. She walks sort of a step behind him and slightly away to the side. Ambrosia, you may give me a culture check.
Okay. Natural 1.
Okay. You're unsure of her relation to him, whether she is girlfriend, wife, daughter, niece, anything at all. But whatever happens, this man clearly regards everybody as beneath him. At least everybody in vision. And you will note that a few people noting his approach move off to the side to allow him to approach unimpeded.
Wow. Who is this high roller?
As he approaches, they do not ask him for an invite, but merely wave him in.
Damn. Should have just disguised ourselves as this guy.
You will note that everybody around you seems unarmed. He is an exception. He has a jeweler's rapier at his hip. And one of his attendees has both a large crossbow on their back and a long sword at their hip.
Whoa.
They are clearly a bodyguard.
Does everybody seem to know who they are? Like, everybody gives them room, right?
Some people seem to know who he is. Some people know that he's someone. It is clear there is a discrepancy, but everybody has worked out they should probably make way for him.
Okay, but so somebody who seems to step out of the way, I want to like elbow that person, be like, who was that gentleman there? I just want to ask somebody.
That right there is Lord Irvin, the Lord of Alpraz, and that is his youngest daughter, the eligible Serena.
Well, then you should let DP roll too, because DP was at his party. Like, I would have at least.
I can't keep everyone's backstory in my head for this. I took too much in. Yes, you would definitely have known who he was.
We have the same backstory. Ambrosia and I have the same backstory. We got nailed at the same party.
Was that Lord Irvin's party?
Yes.
I really should have read through that before doing my guest list. I didn't reconsult. Sorry. So yes, you would know 100% who he is.
DB's eyes get big, and he's like, oh shit.
It is fair to say he is a very private man. Even at his party, he may, if you weren't somebody of importance, he may have just not been that close to you. So you've seen him from a distance, but you didn't, get an exact grasp of him, and you've never met this woman.
I figured it out. It's fine. I think you figured it out. I want to elbow Ambrosia and be like, Ambrosia, you know who that is, right? I mean, the Leandra, you know who that is, right?
But of course.
That's Lord Irvin from Alparaz.
What do you think?
We were at his party not too long ago. You remember that? That's fucking him. Does he know you? Does he know what you look like?
You have to understand. I was asked to leave the party pretty early on.
I know, but by him, but not by him, right? Like he didn't see. I only saw him from far away. That's why I didn't recognize. I didn't recognize him either.
If Gnob overhears this conversation, he's sort of going to lean in and be like, "Is this going to be a problem?"
I don't think he knows my face. He does know probably that a Tabaxi made everybody in his party throw up everywhere, but there's lots of Tabaxis.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so he's a big deal.
Mm-hmm. There's a few other people around who look not a big deal, by the way, who are also looking quite excited to attend. Mikayla, Karen.
Oh no, I was just wondering what makes him in particular such a big deal. But I got a nat 1, so I don't really know this guy.
Well, you would know that as soon as you say Lord of Alpraz, like he's the Lord of a big city. One of the 3 big cities in the near area. You're in Albak, which is a town. So if you think about it, like it's quite a lot smaller. You'd have he's sort of right up there. The lords and ladies are like right at the top, beneath really only the king or queen. That's it. So he's the next one down.
Is he single?
He's in his 60s and has no woman with him, which would lead you to believe that either his wife has been disposed of or either divorced or killed or removed in some way or died or has not been invited by him. One of the
Are
two.
you sure with that mustache he's not gay? Is that not an option?
It can be.
Could be.
But he obviously had a wife at some point as his daughter is walking behind him.
Yeah, so does everyone.
Cornelius will have to flirt to find out. That's fine.
No, thank you. I would like to go and grab a drink.
You're not in yet.
I would like to go in.
Yeah, so once he...
no drink cart out here?
No. Kind of once he's finally wandered in, you will see a few people sort of approaching. And just as you're sort of moving close, you hear some excited conversation behind you, and you hear this woman saying, "Lord Ervon's daughter is looking for a husband. I've heard tale that it might be a Kalishtar. Something about the Lord Leopold or Baron Leopold might be hooking her up. Well, that's what I heard tale anyway. Imagine marrying outside your own blood. Strange. I'm not sure about cross-racial relationships, especially in the gentry. But and you just hear her go on and on and on.
Hey.
As you glance back, you did recognize the name Baron Leopold. He is the Baron of Bellis, which was where you saw the horse fair, and you know that he was in with the Kalishtar horse lords. This particular lady, she is obviously someone, and she's walking next to a very finely dressed gentleman, but who clearly is wearing clothes that are a few years old. And he sort of smiles and dotes on her every word.
Wow. Out of fashion, huh? These people are like in the line with us to get in.
They're approaching just behind you. Yeah, there's not really a line. It's a sort of, it's scattered enough. There aren't that many people arriving now. Most people are already inside.
Great.
When you approach the main door, you will see a very simple man. He's wearing a breastplate over standard leathers, and he's got a shaven head. He does have a sword at his hip, but no, he doesn't seem majorly important of any sort. And you would know this is obviously intentional, not to give too martial an appearance. Sort of invitations, please, if you will.
I will flash him my invitation.
He will take it from
As
you.
will I.
Oh, okay, sure.
Okay. And as he takes it, he pulls a circular crystal out, and he sort of puts it to his eye. Very well. Takes the next one.
Oh boy.
Yes. This thing is going to make me blind. I'm so sorry. Take my time with it.
Take your time.
Yes.
Dear.
Yourself. Yes. Hands it back to you.
Is there a
Pleasure.
problem?
Not at all. I don't recognize the name. It must be from further away.
Do people actually try to sneak into parties like this? I can't imagine ruffians would be so rude as to try to sneak in with fake invitations.
Well, people want what they can't have.
I'm already
Poor-
I
inside.
am a baronet.
I'm already inside.
Is that so? Enjoy the party.
Thank you, sir.
You have an actor's soul.
As you head in, you will note a couple of things. But first of all, one of the main things is that... Let me go... please tell me this is the right floor. No. Is that what I'm looking for? There we go. Oh, you guys can't see anything anyway, so it doesn't matter if I make a mistake.
Who turned off
Fantastic.
the lights?
Right, if you guys want to put your tokens up here.
Oh, sorry. Where?
Like there?
I see it.
Oh no, I'm out. There I am. Okay.
Yep, put your token there. Okay, fantastic.
Welcome to the
Cool.
stairs.
So you guys can enter in now. And this is only a general sort of, this is where you are sort of thing. Go on, in you go. You can do it.
Okay.
No,
Wait,
why are you
no.
injured?
Stop playing the piano, damn it. Okay, right, you're inside. Fantastic. Door closed behind you. And
Made
you...
it.
Yes, and you will note that at the very center, about where you are right now, Gnob, is a large fountain. And this fountain is quite clearly pouring ale, which is fizzing up beautifully. You do notice two dwarves standing near it, sort of pointing to it proudly as if they own it in some way.
Oh. Is this your handiwork?
Did you just ask Gnob if he made it?
No, it's talking to the dwarves.
Ah, okay. One of them sort of nods at you. No. That's the ambassador's over there. This is a gift from King Duggan to the lady for her birthday.
How thoughtful.
Aye.
Do I
Thought so too.
know that king?
King Duggan is the king of Ammon place.
One of those doors.
Aasimar, which is just set up in the mountains, just a little bit above Alpraz. It is natural that they would send somebody to an event happening here, but it's a little unusual they've sent somebody for a woman whose birthday who's come from quite so far for the celebration. And indeed, as you look around, you will very quickly note the Lady Celine, who I think I have labeled as Other Elf Bull. Yes, that's the one. Most of this is going to be theatre of the mind because I didn't AI art very well. The Lady Elizabeth Celine is wearing an extravagant gown woven with glowing threads that sort of shimmer as she moves. But she's also got wildflowers sort of growing out at different places that are almost a little inappropriate, a bit odd. She definitely seems an eccentric type. Standing next to her husband is sort of very well dressed, very dignified. And you would know that he is the only person who would be on the same sort of level as Lord Ervon. He seems quite patient. He seems hanging on like everything she says, but he's definitely sort of looking around and acknowledging others. The other people that you will immediately note are this gentleman in a very big hat, who seems to be greeting many people at the front door. And you would assume, therefore, that it is his home. So that is the Marquis Andros Pelham, whose home it is. And you will.
His wife we're trying to rob.
It is indeed his wife that you are trying to rob. The Lady Lorelia Pelham is sort of the art of forward fashion. She's incredibly regal. She's very admired for her taste in sort of jewelry and clothing. Rumor says she has never ever worn the same outfit twice. And you don't see her sapphire jewelry today. Instead, something a bit more refined. You do see, though, that she has a pendant on her chest that appears not to have sort of any chain. It's sort of almost like it's attached there beautifully. And it, in fact, Ambrosia, give me a perception check as you move a little closer.
Okay. Yeah, I'm scoping out her options.
And she is scoping out yours.
Oh no, 13.
Mm-hmm. You note the pendant hovers ever so slightly off of her chest. It is clearly magical in nature. And she says, "Oh, pleasure. Such a beautifully dressed woman, and I don't believe I know your name."
Oleandra Dupont. I'm from out of town, but
wonderful. Pleasure to have you.
I wanted to, extend my appreciation to the host for.
You must have been one of Lady Celine's invitations. I'm sure she'll be delighted that you've attended.
So excited to see her, of course.
The gentleman sort of gives a little nod to you, and these lovely gentlemen, any of them with you?
No, I'm recently widowed, actually.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, this is my what do you call it? My entourage.
Indeed. You should perhaps stay close to one of them, as we will be beset upon for dances.
You're too kind.
If
please.
you look at DB, if just to set the scene as you point us out, if you're looking at DB right now, he is just staring absolute daggers at Celine right now, not saying anything
noticed.
to the group.
She hasn't
What's
noticed
his
at all.
problem? He's just so pissed off.
Yeah, I just want to set that up. But continue. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to investigate this.
Yeah. He's sort of, please help yourself to the food at the surrounding tables. If there is a drink that you are in need of, just call over one of the servers. I'm sure they'll be able to help. Or you might sample the ale fountain. And he says this with a certain disdain, like what the fuck has been brought into my home.
It's quite a marvel, isn't it? But
Indeed. I'm sure the Lady Celine will be delighted that she has to take that all the way back to Vaudreuil.
Oh, what a thoughtful gift.
Indeed. It came borne upon the backs of 20 dwarves.
Wow.
I don't think the dwarves are coming with the gift.
Well,
Anyway,
the doors
I hope you
are,
enjoyed the evening.
simple and straightforward.
Have you all got a decent fixation on the layout of the room?
Yep.
Beautiful. Okay, I'm going to take us to art from now onwards because it's much nicer to look at and might give you a bit of a feel for it all. Welcome to the ballroom.
Oh, party!
Yeah.
Yay!
There is a big ale fountain right there.
In the
Okay.
middle of the-
Well, this is more the dance hall.
It's
This is
by
more the dance hall.
itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are people. Well, there are people sort of just sat to grab a bite to eat. Sat down to rest their weary feet after a few dances. Different people sort of stop and chat and move on. Lots of people are sitting, talking to somebody standing, and etc. The
Oh,
tables are only there to the side to sort of rest that briefly.
No, I know, I'm being silly, but it's just funny that someone's taken the table away from these two guys.
They're musicians. The musicians sat at the side are playing. They don't have a table, and you see like they are huddled almost with their backs to the group, so that any polite discussion they have about what they'll play next, etc., doesn't carry across the floor.
I see.
They are background music only.
Yeah, I'd like to go grab a glass of, I don't know, rose, champagne.
Yeah, there is. So the only wine on offer is a deep red wine, and you will see one gentleman moving about, and he's dressed beautifully with this sort of large white cloth draped over his arm, upon which sits a crystalline bottle of red wine. You see another a pair of servers moving around with trays with glasses of sparkling pink drink of some sort. And you see another man moving across, again with another one of these cloths with a crystal decanter, which appears to have some sort of amber liquid in it. And you do see a couple of times him sort of sleight of hand manifest a crystal tumbler in his hand to pour into and give to different guests. You will also see people moving up with their sort of tankards and catching ale in them, which seems to, whilst it's obviously annoyed the real upper echelon, everybody else thinks it's the best gift ever, and is totally enjoying it. And indeed, you will see the Lady Celine twice dip her tankard in and take a big swig. She seems delighted with the gift. And as she begins to tell a gentleman a little way away from her, who seems far beneath her station, a tale, all of you will catch DB staring daggers at her.
Do I just before we delve into that? We know that Irvon had a bodyguard with him. Do I see any of their sort of
The Lady
retinue?
Celine or Lord Artros?
Yeah,
No.
perhaps a Genasi or a Three Cream.
You see no one directly next to them. Give me a perception check as you look around the room.
16.
You see a couple of people paying close attention to her. Neither seem to be a Genasi or Three Cream. But you do know that at least one of his retinue is a powerful wizard who could easily disguise themselves.
No, very well. Okay, good to know.
You will note the general guards who are here are paying particularly close attention to Lord Irvon and Lord Atros.
I mean, it makes sense that a lot of people would kind of be staring at them anyway, because
They are,
by far,
but it is
by far the most
to your party. It is clear that you are staring daggers.
Dante, dear, are you all right? It's impolite to stare.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm just thinking about how I'm gonna kill the birthday girl. That's all.
Now, why?
And how exactly would you kill her?
Well, before that, what?
I whisper that.
What did I miss? What did I miss?
Gnob was at
Gnob
the
comes
ale
back with the
fountain.
drink. Gnob comes
Yeah,
back with the drink.
I was at the ale fountain, exactly.
I'm gonna whisper through my teeth. DB is talking about killing the birthday girl.
Mm-hmm.
We're not here for an assassination.
Mm-hmm.
He was just about to tell us how exactly he'd do it.
Maybe
Tell us
maybe-
why.
maybe choke her. I don't know. Choke her out.
See the life drain from her eyes.
Yep. Oh, that would be the plan.
An
Sure.
intimate way of
Please.
killing.
Stop
Very
being
intimate.
indecent.
Who's joking who?
Listen, she is not a good person. You know, she's done me wrong, and I will have
Is
my
she
revenge.
like your ex-girlfriend
I will
or
have my
something,
revenge.
DB? Now this isn't fair.
Would you like a drink, DP? Let me get that for you.
I don't want a fucking drink. I want my revenge. That is what I want, and that is why I'm here.
So much sweeter with
I
alcohol warming your blood.
look.
Listen.
I appreciate revenge as much as the next person, but this is not the time or place.
You think I
This is
should?
the perfect distraction.
I have like an angel and a devil.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, you absolutely do.
but the angel is saying, "Still kill her. Just do it later."
Listen,
The halo's a bit wonky.
listen, my last straight job before I got these powers. Okay, you know, I was robbing her. You know, her husband. Everybody thinks he's the one in charge. Listen, she's the brains behind the operation. Okay, he is just a puppet. He doesn't do anything without her say so. All right, she controls that city. A lot of good magic
Sure.
items. We got in there. It was a fucking trap. I got exploded. That's how I can do magic now. And her fucking wizard, who is probably one of these assholes disguised like this asshole, and I point to Gnob. All right, he's probably fucking here, and he fucking killed all my friends, and he wouldn't do that without her fucking say so. Okay, so I'm gonna kill her. That's
Excuse me.
Goodness.
Am I interrupting?
We turn around. Who is this?
A beautiful elven woman sort of approaches and... Sorry, do I know you, dear? And she looks to, I can't think of your disguise name, to Ambrosia. Oleandra Dupont, there we go. Looks to you. Just to clarify, DB and Cornelius are not disguised, they're just wearing different outfits.
And does it have a different name?
Yeah,
I'm still a
okay.
cat.
It's just... Oh. Two of your friends resemble some other rather notorious people, did you know?
I'm sure I don't know what you mean, dear. Who are you talking about?
Well, I'm sure they would remember me fondly. Although, perhaps not with this face.
It's
I should-
the little girl.
I should be on with the rest of the party. Many people to greet. It's always nice to see other patrons of Anders. Have a good evening. And you would... she's dropped enough hints that you would definitely know that... she'll introduce herself as Cassandra Montalier. It is worth mentioning the Montaliers are a very powerful old noble family in Beldania. And you heard hint that someone else was a member of another of the old powerful families.
Yeah.
Chauperson.
Chauperson, yeah, the Chaupersons. And the Montaliers are both very, very close families.
That's
Gilvash's cover, exactly. Or perhaps not Gilvash's cover, you're not sure. For her to introduce herself as a Montalier, you know she's either got a really tight alibi sort of connection, or she is disguised as the exact person. But you, of course, would know this likely to be Belinda. At least she's dropped enough hints.
There she is.
There she is.
Layla, aka Belinda.
Yeah, Layla, exactly.
Mhm.
AKA Cassandra.
As she wanders off, you lost sight of her.
Okay, so back to the plan. How are we gonna kill
Small
her?
world.
Choking, right? That's the plan.
So,
Oi, eyes on the prize.
yeah.
I believe that is his prize.
If I can't kill her, I'm gonna ruin her birthday party for sure. So
Why don't you kill her later on when we come to steal the jewelry?
you guys,
Ruin
don't
the
know what she'll-
party. Don't settle for less.
do I know? Does DB know if she had he knows she's a very smart operator and clearly she's 200 years old. Does he know if she has magical powers or anything?
She's an elf.
Do you have any idea?
You know that she definitely has some magical items. Her exact powers are unknown. It is rumored that she speaks with Fae and talks of her dreams as reality, whatever that means. But a lot of people think she's just a bit crazy. She's eccentric and a bit odd. But there are definitely whispers that perhaps she sorry, I just scrolled by
She's
mistake.
more than what she
Um,
seems.
Some whisper that her wild tales may have a thread of truth, and that her connection to the Fae is more than friendly tea parties.
Okay, listen, I know this is probably not the time and not the place, and she'll probably murder me if I try, but she's not a good person, okay?
Well, neither are we.
DB pulling the
But
we're
I
the good
understand
guys
your
morality
point.
out. The biggest surprise of the entire campaign.
Look, if you, DB, come on. I love revenge as much as the next person. What did you have in mind? Let me hear you out.
I mean, I didn't have a plan because I didn't know that it was the same person until I got here and had it confirmed with my own
Hadn't
eyes.
you thought about it before? Fantasized about it?
Yeah,
Did you
I mean,
fantasize about it being so public?
you know, I mean, like I said, her wizard's here somewhere. Maybe we can find out where she's staying, and then we can make a plan.
Perfect.
Maybe.
Is it likely she's staying here
Very,
as a guest?
very.
So she may have a.
Be
You would
here
assume
later.
that all of the uppermost nobles here are staying here, unless they are within an hour or so's journey from their homes.
You
Quite a
could
lot of
try to
items here
take her
tonight.
back to her room.
I mean, her
Yeah,
husband's standing right next to her.
Don't be
Uh,
sneaky.
don't-
As you are talking about her, her husband does meet your eyes, DB.
Ooh,
Um,
scandalous.
and he just sort of like focuses for a second on you, and then carries on his surveying of the crowd. You would assume that he's only met your eyes because you were looking at her. But he does seem to like his glare like catches you.
Yeah. All right. We gotta. Let's break up. We gotta mingle. here. I'm causing a scene.
That's what I've been
Can I offer you a
saying
drink?
so far.
Okay.
A woman walks past with a tray of these pink sparkling drinks.
Yes, I'd like to get because they seem more friendly than dark red wine, so I'll
Yeah,
take
okay.
the pink sparkly thing.
It's
Yep.
red wine.
Well, if you sort of even look towards a server, they will approach very quickly. Nob has a tankard of ale. DB, did you want a amber liquid, a red wine, an ale, a sparkling pink thing, or did you want some of the juice or water from the tables?
I'm gonna go to the ale fountain. I just want to fill. I want to grab an ale cup, but I don't want to
Barely fill it,
fill
like
it
just
up.
sort of any
I
at
just wanna
all.
hold yeah, I filled up just a token amount,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna hold on to the. Yeah. Because they just sort of dip.
As you get close, you hear the Lady
Mostly
Celine
foam,
sort of
mostly
turning
foam.
to somebody else. This is one of the most wonderful gifts I've had. Since a group from the Feywild gifted me this wonderful floral garland that it just never faded at all. The plants stayed absolutely natural. And you just hear the gentleman sort of, "Oh, my lady, that's incredible. I wish I had the ear of the Fey. Alas, I do not. But I would love to meet one of the Fae. And the gentleman who's talking,
Wow.
sort of Baron Lionel Kingsley at your service.
Whoa.
I have only just recently taken over from my father. He is the Baron of Mizena.
Damn.
Torino, not Mizena. Sorry, I don't even know how I just said that. I literally read his name out as the Baron Lionel Kingsley of Torino, and then said of Mizena. He is the Baron of Torino. Yes.
They're over there by the fountain,
They are by the ale fountain. That's just
Okay.
a snippet that you heard as you walk past.
right where
DB.
DB is.
Exactly that, yeah. It's DB who heard,
Oh,
yeah.
brother. Okay, got it.
Yeah. You see deep as this happens, as she's approaching, as they're talking to each other, you see DB start to approach.
Mhm.
I'm gonna send a message to DB. Don't fucking do that.
DB continues to approach.
Okay.
Oh,
She looks over to you and,
boy.
oh, a Tabaxi. Wonderful.
Yes,
I have had the delight of dining once in the Tabaxi lands, but far, far away from here. Do you hail from the savage west of Colonia?
No, my lady. And DB executes a elegant bow to her. My lady. No, I'm from Waxup in the south, actually.
Oh, and
Born and
Wayland.
raised.
Lovely.
Yes.
I have only travelled there on holiday. Not Works Up itself, just Wayland. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Yes. I just wanted to wish you a happy birthday,
Oh, you're ever so kind.
and I hope you have many more to come. he executes another bow and he says, "I won't trouble you.
Sorry,
any
I
of your time."
didn't catch your name, young sir.
Dante.
Dante.
Dante Bossanova.
Pleasure.
Pleasure.
And she sort of gives you a little smile, and as you move away, Gnob, what are you up to? Where are you up to?
So Gnob, God, I sort of wish I was at the fountain right now, chatting up the field. But I think the landscape painting. It's not in any of the party rooms.
No, it's actually near where you're going to enter. It's in the disused corridor. That should be the easy part of the job. On the second floor, exactly.
Okay.
So far at the moment, you've got the Great Hall in general. There seems to be a little bit of a commotion near one of the side doors. Some sort of interactions going on. You do very faintly, as a group, pick up the sounds of an argument outside where the invitations are being checked as well.
I love an argument.
Oh,
I like
party
argument.
We're so messy.
Well, we all can't go to the argument.
No, I'm not going to the argument.
I'll walk.
Okay.
I'll walk over to the front and sort of scope out what's going on.
Okay, I'll go to the other argument place.
You're going to the side door where there is not an argument, but a little bit of a commotion.
Sorry, yeah, a commotion.
Yeah, okay. Nob, as you head over towards the front door, you just hear one, what's I meant to say to the other? I was told to expect Master Irvinen of Calgalin. Not a different gentleman. Do you think he's meant to be admitted to the servants' quarters? And then you see that guy, the bald guy with the sword, say, he doesn't have a ball invitation. He doesn't look like he's dressed for a ball either. He says he's brought his equipment. Isn't he meant to be coming tomorrow morning? Well, perhaps. Put him up for the night. The ladies' chambers are not to be entered until the morning. Very well, sir. And you'll note the man who walks away. He seems like a seneschal of some sort. He seems to be sort of in charge of the house servants. And he comes out, and you'll see through the window, he goes out to a man who looks like a travelling scribe a little bit. He's got a large sort of case that he's clutching. A little gnome wearing a fairly tight, buttoned-up outfit and a jaunty hat. But definitely not dressed for a ball in any way. And the seneschal goes down and sort of shows him around the side of the house. Give me a perception or insight check, your choice.
I mean, I think I have a theory.
Mm-hmm.
But
this is a game.
We'll let him do it.
Just a 10.
Yeah, he seems like he's here on business, not to attend the ball.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
What kind of work is he doing?
Cornelius, as you sort of approach the area where the little bit of commotion's going on, you do hear one lady say, "Well, is it something dangerous? Has someone broken in? Is there something else we should know?" No, madam, it's absolutely fine. It's all right. Sometimes some of the security alarms can get tripped by, passing branches bumping into windows, that sort of thing. Don't worry about it. Absolutely no trouble at all. And you do hear this noise coming from behind 3 or 4 doors. You can just very faintly hear it.
Oh my god.
I'll approach. Are you sure it's not something to be concerned about?
Quite so. Absolutely nothing to be concerned. And it stops and he goes, "There you go, see? Nothing to worry about at all. We will, of course, perform a full sweep of the upstairs, but I'm sure there is nothing to worry about. Please, go about your evening, enjoy it. I understand that the oysters are wonderful."
Okay.
An
so
odd
we trip
line
an
coming from a
alarm,
servant.
There will be a full sweep of the
Yes.
upstairs. That's the important part.
Well, if I appreciate that, and if you do need any help, please feel free to ask an investigator from a far away land.
He looks at you and,
Okay, Cornelius?
right, or I could use the staff we have at our disposal. Have a pleasant evening, sir. Perhaps a little less wine and a little more food.
Well, it would only be wrong of me to not offer my services, but if you believe you have it under control and this alarm won't ring out again, then by all means.
Cornelius is an investigator. your character?
He nods at you, says nothing more.
That's fine.
As you're moving away, you do catch a very tiny snippet of a
like this
whispered
a lot.
conversation between two guards.
Yeah, let him whisper. I will turn to the lady who was also here. And I still say, would you like to join me? As I move away.
Sorry, who exactly are you?
My name is Rokan Debris. And you?
The Lady Nivea Ulbert.
A pleasure.
Sure it is.
Is
Where
there
did you say you were
something
from?
I didn't, but I can tell you if you'd like to know. I'm from a faraway place in the archipelago. Novinia, if you've been around that way.
I have not, though we have trade assets over there.
It's been a long time since I've been home.
Fascinating.
And you?
I was home only this morning.
I'm sure you were.
These are the two weirdest people at the party.
All right. What? Are you here merely for the festivities?
I'd like to make acquaintance with the dwarves.
Whoa.
Oh. Do the dwarves fascinate you?
No, but I'm ever looking for a trade opportunity.
Huh. Do you
Gobrun
want a
has
trading
expanded greatly
company?
under my care.
Sorry, what?
Gobrun has expanded greatly under my husband and my care.
Would I know what that is?
Dobrun is a town not that far away from here.
I'm sure it has, and I'm sure it will continue to grow.
Me too. Oh, quick, take me for a dance.
Yeah.
And she sort of grabs your elbow and like guides herself onto the dance floor using you.
Yeah, I will very happily go forth with her.
As she sort of dances with you, she says, "The gentleman behind me is Gene Cavendish. He's obsessed with his lineage and his ancestral roots, and always wants to remind me that we do not come from noble blood, but were raised to it instead."
You're not noble by blood.
He despises new money. No, the Queen herself allowed my marriage to my husband. He comes from old blood, but Jean Cavendish is ever quick to remind me that I am not born from some high space. I think he's just angry that we have out-traded him every year for the last 4 years.
It must be very... I can imagine it being very frustrating seeing someone who's dragged themselves out of the dirt of commoners to make something more of themselves.
I didn't say I came from the dirt, but nonetheless.
Damn.
I'm sure you're correct. Either that or he's just sick and tired of his ice-cold wife and is seeking interest elsewhere.
Perhaps that's why he is seeking you. You are a beauty, of course, as many women here are.
Keep dancing. And she sort of leads you, like she's pulling you away from him across the entire hall. And you can see she's edging closer and closer to the dwarves with each circuit of the fountain. And then she's, as she sort of gets close to the ambassador, and she's, "Excuse me, dear, I believe this is my stop." And then she just lets go of you very gently, turns around and, "Ambassador, I hear you brought the ale fountain. Such a pleasure. Have you met my friend here? He's from Norvina."
A pleasure.
"Is it?" "Very well. Yes, we brought the fountain on behalf of King Duggan, of course." She sort of stands still a little stiff and sort of looks to you and then looks to him. And I was just wondering if you're at liberty to discuss the Well, I've heard there's a new stretch of the mine being opened. "Oh, have you? Little birds in little ears, is it?" "Not something we discuss with anyone, but perhaps for a beautiful lady as yourself. We could have a cat on the. We could have a cat. We could have a chat. We could have a chat on the balcony. And he gestures out towards the moonlit balcony and will lead her there, quite pointedly leaving you, Cornelius, behind.
Oh, that's fine. I immediately begin walking away, and I will even go. I will even go as far as casting prestidigitation on myself. It's kind of like the dark red blood, but it's kind of like it's a lot softer looking magic, and I'm gonna use it to clean my clothes as I like whisper under my blood, "Common blood."
Ambrosia, where are you at?
I'm all over the place. All right, I'm mingling, I'm schmoozing.
Mhm.
I'm getting the vibe from the crowd, seeing what's on people's minds, and also maybe getting the word out about this up and coming actor.
Oh,
you
which
know,
up-and-coming actor?
performing soon. She goes by Ambrosia.
Ah.
Maybe you've
Of course.
heard of her.
You bump into a few people. You sort of hear a lot of compliments for the elven musicians and the waltz. You hear a lot of compliments for the glazed quail. A few people saying the star wine is not as strong as it should be. That's the sparkling pink drink.
Go for the red.
And you hear rumor that the cheese wheel is a gift from the Baron of Minton, and it is said to bring vivid dreams.
Wow.
One gentleman asks you quite pointedly, "Have you tried the roasted fig tarts? I hear they've been spiced from Dobrun." Give me a culture check.
Okay. A culture. That's going to be a 16.
There's a series of spices from Dobrun, but when he says it in such an alluding tone, you would know that one of them is a well-known aphrodisiac. And he is clearly hitting on you.
I'll turn to him and say, "I've tried them. What you heard is true." Wink. And then I walk away.
Perhaps we might...
Oh, leave him wanting more.
I disappear into the crowd.
Shame. He lets you go.
Not here for entanglements.
Um,
I'm also trying to get a vibe for who all is staying here, And see
yeah,
how they like
it's
the-
very difficult to pick up on that. You do get a note that Lord Ervon's chambers are prepared for him should he wish to retire.
Oh, okay.
That is the only
Okay.
person you pick out.
Well, that's somewhat important. He probably has good stuff. Yeah, and just keeping an eye on the boys, especially DB. What
is DB doing?
Not killed that woman yet.
After talking to Lady Elizabeth, I think he's just kind of like trying to cool down a little because he's all kind of like amped up and he knows his temper is a problem sometimes. So I think he's gone out onto the. Can you go into the moonlight porch or whatever?
The moonlight balcony is like there's quite a large, long patio with sort of, and there's some steps down to the garden. You do see a couple of nobles wandering around in the garden as well.
I think he's kind of like gone as far to the edge of the balcony as he can, and he's back looking at the mansion. He wants to kind of look at the outside facade, see if there's ways to climb up, where the windows are, etc., etc.
Nice.
As you sort of are looking back up at the house, you see a house. You see a room on the second floor has the window open, and you see a little tiny sort of like a leather strap hanging out of it of some sort. From this distance, though, you're unsure whether it's a bra or a harness, a strap for tying somebody up in the bedroom. You're very unsure of anything.
Is that
might be
unused tower?
No, this is one of the bedrooms.
Different one.
Yeah, just a different
bedroom.
bedroom.
Okay.
Well, the whole wing of the unused area is like sort of the tower is not in your vision line. It would be sort of the back
On the other
side. Yeah, exactly that.
Yeah.
Well, you can see the unused tower. You just can't see where the window would be because that would be the other side of it. Give me a perception check as well as you look up. Actually, no, not perception, an arcana check.
That is a 9.
Yeah, the moonlight shifts and you see a sort of faint, like almost like a very large rune on one wall of the building that sort of like it catches it and then moves off, and you're not even sure if you actually did see it or if you imagined it.
As someone who's robbed a lot of people before, DB is going to assume, you don't have to tell me whether I'm right or not, I'm just going to assume it, that is some sort of alarm type of room.
Cool. And as you're leaning back, a woman sort of approaches you and, oh, did a gentleman come out here just now?
Just this one, and I point to myself.
Naturally.
Oh. She sort of pulls out a little note and unfurls it a little bit and... Oh. Perhaps he's in the garden. And she begins descending the steps.
Who are you looking for? Maybe I can help you, miss.
Jorik Mountbatten. The Marquise's nephew. He said he'd meet me here. We met while he was on his military service.
Is this the young woman from before? Is this anybody?
You haven't met her yet. That's for sure.
Okay. Well, I did see someone walk into the garden with a young lass following them. Maybe.
No, I doubt that.
That was him.
No, he would only wait just for me. And she sort of descends into the garden and... Oh. Someone spilled their wine. I thought it was something else for a moment. She looks at the edge of a step and sort of like walks around it quite carefully and heads into the garden.
Blood, there's been a murder here.
Yeah. Not yes, there's been a murder. Just yes. What are you guys up to? Anybody doing anything interesting?
Nob is trying to like sort of push the extent of how far he's able to travel in this place.
Ooh, before
Just
he
sort
has
of-
to turn around.
Yeah, just sort of wandering, like looking kind of like a dope, like he doesn't know where he is, like he's an out of towner.
Looking like a tourist.
Okay, so Nob, you are able to get you go over here, and that's as close as you can get. There is a guard standing literally in front of the door with his back to it, and he has a fairly heavy-looking spear across his sort of across his chest. As you move over here, you'll notice a gaggle of girls outside this door. One of them goes in, comes out a few moments later, a couple of times. At first, you think it might be a bathroom. And then you hear about one of them losing a game. You're unsure.
What's going on in there?
This door opens freely. Sorry, go back and open.
I was just gonna ask, can I pop my head in, or will I be?
As you move over, the girls are almost like a shield around it. They sort of, oh, you think this one wants to play?
Uh-oh.
No, he looks a little grumpy, I think. Perhaps he's looking for the bathroom. Are you okay, sir?
Good evening, ladies.
Good evening.
What's going on in here?
Oh, there's a table in there with a felt cover and some heavy balls on it. It's a new game.
Excuse me?
Well, there's a few games in there, but this particular one, well, depends how well you can handle a large stick.
Wow.
I've handled a stick in my day.
Oh, have you? Oh, perhaps you won't fit in this particular room then.
Nob is sort of just like...
Sort of,
Poor
perhaps later.
Knob.
They don't let you through. They don't invite you through. You could probably push. That might be.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna intrude. I'll have a walk down to this open door.
Yeah, this door opens and closes a lot, and you've probably been through here a while. This is the dancing hall, the dancing rooms. It's a sort of like it's a bit more private. You can actually like see straight into there from this area. There's a couple of tables. The moonlight balcony is out that back door.
Oh, I see. And that's where
DB went out. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You again, there's another door that just leads down into sort of a little private seating area within the dance area. And then you see two doors on the right. This door here is where the gentleman was talking about the alarm.
Ooh.
Mm. And it's no longer.
There's a gentleman near it, but he's not like blocking it.
I'll open it up.
As you get close, a man who didn't even seem like he was a guard at all sort of puts his hand up and... sorry, that's reserved for some particular guests.
Special
Private-
bathroom.
No, private dining hall. And access to the rooms. You're not staying here, are you, sir?
Afraid not.
Sorry. Can't let you through, I'm afraid.
Give him the nod.
Mhm.
Continue my wandering.
Cool. Yeah, it's just this door that it seems to be unattended.
Sorry, so when you say he didn't look like a guard, like he was...
He's
dressed
not
like
wearing
a
any
cadet?
armor. He's wearing a fairly unassuming dark outfit that's just about posh enough to pass as bull clothing, but also could just be a really well-dressed servant. He definitely just seems designed to blend in.
Private security.
Yeah, I wanna keep my eye out for
Wow.
more gentlemen dressed like this guy, like they jest along, dressed darkly.
You find one other man who is standing on the back wall, sort of over here somewhere, and he does not take his eye off the Lady Stelline at any moment at all.
Right.
Both of them, as you walk away, you'd be hard-pressed to tell anyone if they were an elf, a half-elf, a human. Their hair was worn over their ears. Sort of like mousy brown, maybe slightly blondish hair. Even to yourself, trying to describe them is quite difficult. Everything about them nondescript. No weapons, no armor, no nothing.
Like, were they like well built, or are they like they
No.
look like they could handle themselves in a fight, or are they just
Not
look like
particularly, no.
unassuming?
Unassuming
Okay.
man.
Hmm.
There is one door that doesn't seem to
yes,
be
the final
attended at
door.
all. Should you wish to head over to it.
I might. I will do so.
Open it.
Okay. Go ahead. You can open the door. No one's in front of it. No one's near it. As you open the door, you shh. One man says to the to a woman. The two of them are in there, and they're sort of. Are you okay? They're sat at a little seating area. There's a screen to one side. It looks like a sort of a quiet room for conversation. There are some drinks upon the table.
Intruding.
It's an open room.
That's right.
Then I will sit on a couch, probably freezing them.
Okay.
Put my hands in my lap. And just
he
sit
sort of
there
waits for a
smile
moment and then.
awkwardly.
Hello. Good evening. I don't believe we've met. Have we met?
Not likely.
Right.
The name's Baronet Gaz.
Oh, pleasure to make acquaintance. Baron Ashcombe. At your service.
Milady.
She sort of nods. She doesn't introduce herself.
Who is she? She's embarrassed.
Is she dressed as finely as some of the other?
She's dressed very beautifully.
Okay.
He will
I'll
sort
just
of gesture. And, this is Olivia. No
Nice to
title
meet
given.
you.
And you too, I'm sure. Where are you from, Gaz? And they will engage you in polite and benign conversation, but like any approach of anything vaguely interesting, they steer the topic back towards like his father's orchard or like something just so asinine and boring that even Gnob will realize that this is clearly conversations being staged to try and be boring to get you to leave. And you can stay there as long as you
Yeah.
like.
I'm gonna wait it out for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean they
I'll
won't.
just make
At no
very
point do they
awkward.
ask you about anything else.
Novice patient.
But you will notice.
I'm sort of gonna sit there awkwardly and like force them to make the conversation. You
Yeah,
know?
and they do. They do, and they are clearly very good at it. They'll ask you plenty of questions, but none that are particularly interesting. Are you involved in the wine business? Have you enjoyed the food? What do you think of the music? They've heard tell that one of these musicians performed at Alpraz. Like really benign rubbish. You will notice that after a little while of the conversation, a gentleman sort of walks past and just closes the door
Rude.
from the outside. Just walks past and just sort of, and then carries on.
nice and quiet in here.
Yes, I'm not quite sure why they would close us in. Never mind. A bit of privacy is nothing to scoff at. And as you all go completely separate ways all session, we will be right back. Hello, and welcome back to the ball of the Pelham estate. For what it's worth, and a little bit later than I intended, but I totally forgot about this, the ballroom is an expansive hall with a domed ceiling. The domed ceiling is painted in constellations that shimmer magically in time with the music. And should you look up for long enough, you should be able to pick out each of the different gods of the constellation upon the ceiling. Tall, stained glass windows show scenes of the Pelham lineage and legendary battles. Crystal chandeliers suspended from the ceiling shed warm golden light over the hall, and a full quartet of elven musicians play elegant waltzes and stately dances, occasionally joined by magical instruments that play themselves. Some melodies seem to have an enchanting undertone, perhaps subtly influencing mood or truthfulness during conversation.
Whoa, don't like that.
Upon the tables are glazed quail with violet honey reduction, crystal goblets of sparkling star wine, which you've seen, the little glasses, delicate pastries shaped like birds and flowers, a large cheese wheel with a platter of crackers set next to it, roasted fig tarts that some say are laced with a rare Dobrun spice, and a dwarven ale fountain at the centre of the room brought in by the Aasimar delegation. Probably should have started with that, shouldn't I? Never mind. That all's happening. You saw a picture of it earlier, and it wasn't domed at all. Nevertheless, what are you guys up to?
All right, let's reconvene.
Yeah, I think DB, because I'm outside, but I can see in through the doors. I think he spots somebody, one of the group, and he's gonna.
Nob was like sort of in the area.
He's gonna message and just say, "Yeah, hey guys, come or hey Nob, come on out to the balcony. It's quiet out here. We should talk. Get the others."
I will take my leave now.
From that
Oh.
couple.
Have a good evening.
What a shame. Well, it was a pleasure to meet you, guys. I hope you have a lovely evening. And
You as
the
well.
remainder of your travels down from the north are also pleasant.
I thank you. These are very kind words.
Look at
Um,
Nob
and
making new friends.
As you go to leave, you just hear the gentleman says to the woman, maybe we should bar the door next time. As you move away. Yeah.
As I cut through, I'm gonna look for
Sorry, just before you do.
either of
Just as you get to the door, so if you turn back as you're shutting the door, and you see him poking around at the fireplace.
What the hell are they doing?
poking
Everyone's trying to
around
rob
the
this place.
fireplace. Like, what do you mean? Like stoking it, or like looking like? Sneaking?
No, the fire isn't lit. And they're sort of like, he's like running his fingers around the edge of it.
What a weirdo.
Oh, interesting. Okay, I'll leave them be.
Okay. And I'm sure you're all able to grab a refill of drink if you'd like. All four of you happy to convene upon the moonlight balcony.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
DB, after the woman walked away, did you want to do anything at all, or were you just
So
waiting?
where'd she walk away?
She went into the garden. She went all the way down the stairs into the garden. If you remember, she said,
It's
"Looks
not
like
like
I'm
a,
supposed
it's
to have
not like a
wine," and then
maze.
she
It's
walked
not like a
around.
maze though. Like, what is a garden? It like, could be a million. Is it like a hedge maze? Is
It
The rich person's garden is probably massive.
is this garden.
Oh, so I can still see. I can see where she's walking to. From
Kind of. She does sort of go like over here, and it is dark. It is the evening, so you can make out her silhouette, but not great detail. The red wine spillage she pointed out was here. Or at least that's what she believes it is.
Why hasn't someone cleaned this up yet?
Ambrosia
Yeah,
just
she comes out.
looks all the way down the stairs from the door from the window. Said, dirt.
Yeah, because being around all these rich people pisses me off. I'm looking for problems. Oh, DB. I mean Dante. How's it going?
DB is Dante.
No, I'm trying to cool off out here. Try not to do anything too rash. He sort of nods his head slightly sideways up to the building. He says, I don't quite know what they are, but I think there's some sort of runes on the towers here. maybe some sort of alarm. Maybe difficult. Does seem to be a window up there that maybe got something hanging out of it, maybe open, but
There is definitely an open window, second floor on a bedroom. The rune, as all four of you can stare, looking for it for ages, but the moonlight never catches it in the same way again. You don't see it.
I definitely saw something.
There is a magical alarm set on this place.
Well,
It was
maybe-
triggered
Can I
earlier
just-
this evening.
Oh, yes.
Do you have any way to like get rid of that type of stuff? No.
Nope.
You're only good at killing things. Okay.
Well, you would all know that if you can mar arcane wards in some way, you can sometimes render them obsolete. But you have to sort of detect them and work out how they work first. You don't have to have dispel magic. You just have
do
to
have
have a deep
detect magic.
understanding of it. Exactly.
Okay. Well, that's more than nothing.
What did you two figure out? Are you just partying?
I've figured out the who's who of this stinky little town. Yeah. What did I find out? Nothing really important. I was kind of getting the word out.
Oh,
you
Leandra.
know, about
I
my
heard you-
brand.
Wait, you're just self-promoting yourself? You're not
She's networking.
Naturally.
just networking? We gotta. Okay, Knob. I know you're on task. What did you find out?
The Lady Selene has private security.
Yeah.
Two unassuming men.
Listen, she has a very, very powerful wizard. All right, he will
Right.
fucking explode your head. Not even think twice about it. I've seen him do it.
Is he by her side at all hours? Or could
He
we
does
catch her
whatever the
sleeping?
fuck she says.
I'm looking around. No one's around out here, right? We're talking.
There is a
Someone-
couple
someone-
where the man is sort of leaning back on the wall, like they're quite a long way away, like 50 or 60 feet.
Yeah.
And the woman is sort of got her hand on his shoulder and is whispering sweet nothings into his ear. There is a woman pacing around in the gardens, sort of looking under bushes and stuff. That DB met briefly.
She's looking
And
for her
there are two guards stood by the door, sort of either side of a very large entrance to the balcony. It's sort of as if the patio doors had all been open and they're one either end. But again, they're sort of 30 or 40 feet away from you at least. If you talk quietly, they're not close enough to hear conversation, just to pay attention to any trouble. However, as you are scouring around, a gentleman comes running out. He's sort of a little plainly dressed. He's not as fancy as everybody else. He's got very straight cut hair. There's almost a rigid line across his head. He says, excuse me, you see a young lady come out here. Stunningly beautiful. Well dressed.
Yeah, she's right
She'll
here.
come to this corner.
the same joke DB made. I love it.
No. Far more beautiful than that. She's
Oh,
got
I killed this man.
dark red. She's got dark red hair. He describes the exact woman who came up to you earlier, DB.
Nope, haven't seen her.
No one matching that description.
Excuse me. And he sort of very rudely pushes between the two of you and starts peering out of the garden right at the bit of wall that you're at. There she is! Olivia, I'm coming! She sort of yells, and he just leaps full scale over the edge of the balcony and lands almost hero pose down the grass and goes running over. And sort of she leaps up into his arms and he sort of takes her and spins her round. And come, we'll find somewhere private. Those idiots said they hadn't seen you. How could anybody miss your dazzling beauty? Come on, my spectacular lady. Let's find somewhere to dance. And he takes her over to the other side of the courtyard, sort of in a shaft of moonlight, and begins to dance with her completely. You can't hear the music from here.
they're dancing out in the
all
courtyard.
right out in the courtyard, romantically, they're loving every minute of it.
Would they now? Would it be
Careful now.
wild to? What? I hate young love.
Yes.
I'm not gonna do anything to them.
Do you think
I was
DB should
just
try
going
to?
to, like-
What are we gonna do?
I was just gonna minor illusion something creepy over there.
Can I reverse pickpocket that pair of fancy underwear I found into that guy's pocket?
I don't know. Can you? Do you have that ability?
I have a feat called Opportunistic Thief.
They're not going to make an attack against you.
Yeah, I want to use it like in reverse. Whenever you successfully use your sleight of hand skill outside of combat to steal an object, you may immediately conceal it flawlessly. So I want to conceal it flawlessly.
You want to conceal it on him.
And then you do a sleight of hand check to put it in his pocket.
Well, I'll take the part that says put another object you possess in its place, and just you're going to take nothing and put that in. You'll have to give me a stealth check to even get close.
Okay.
I love this. DB, don't fuck it up. I give you a bardic.
Hell yeah.
Hey.
All right, it's a 21 stealth check.
Wow.
Nice.
Okay.
This is fantastic.
Yeah, you move over as quietly as you can. And they seem completely lost in each other and don't notice you approaching. And as he's sort of spinning and dancing her, it's going to be a little bit difficult to quietly and quickly get something into his pockets. And then as you look at him, you realize he doesn't have any. He is wearing a pair of breeches, sort of fine shoes with sort of long socks pulled up. He's got a fairly frilly shirt with no upper pocket, and sort of 3/4 length, quite voluptuous sleeves tucked into his breeches. Where would you like to... The breeches don't appear to have pockets. Where would you like to stuff your underwear?
I mean, I guess I'm going to just abort then. If he doesn't have any pockets to put it in, I just kind of have to abort.
She does.
Abort mission.
Oh
She
my
does?
God,
All right,
that's
yeah.
Fun.
Sure, we'll put it on
her fancy dress has multiple little tiny pockets for concealing various things. Yeah, go ahead and give me a stealth sleight of hand check as she gets sort of spun up past you. Just reach out.
This is great.
Okay. That's a 9, but I do have a bardic.
Throw that D6 on there. Oh, God.
The cards. Throw them cards.
I am going to throw a card on it, absolutely. That's a 12. And we're going to give you a card.
Okay.
Because we all hate young love in this party.
The outer world is a reflection of the inner world. Other people's perception of you is a reflection of them. God only knows what that says about this particular moment.
We're totally.
So that is a 16 total.
Let's go.
Okay.
Pretty good.
She sort of... Oh! I think something touched me. Oh, never mind. Must be my imagination. Perhaps we should move inside. And you have successfully...
Is that when I can minor illusion a creepy spider on the ground right next to the...
Yeah. She looks down. Oh, a spider! And he looks down and goes, ah! We're going inside. And then he drags her off inside.
That was your bard. That's how your bardic worked.
But yes, you can. They head inside. Her
Perfect.
carrying a beautiful set of lingerie. Of someone else's.
Guys, should we just be called like the cock blockers or something? Because so far that is really...
I think it should just be called Mischief and Mayhem.
Or maybe just the haters. Is
Yeah.
another
The
one
haters.
that
The
I would-
haters. Yes.
But you can resume your conversing. It is
Oh,
now
yeah,
only the
so,
couple
sorry.
who are deeply entwined in each other now, and the two guards who are quite far away. Hey, Naomi.
Sorry, we were discussing a murder.
What was I saying? Yeah, what was I saying?
Yeah. What did you find out?
About
Nob?
the
I know
private
you were doing
security?
your job. You were doing your job. Private security. Okay. Yeah, we got to look out for them.
I saw a little gnome.
Oh.
They let him in the side door.
Oh?
Said that I would keep him for the noise.
That's what he sounded like?
I mean, we know that. That's a little gnome right there.
That's what he sounded.
We know. We know that she's having someone come in to fix her jewelry, right? So that's why it's all going to be together. So maybe that was him.
What
Dang.
else did I learn?
Not much. Somebody's
That guy was
poking at the
messing with
fireplace.
the
The room that there was the room that the alarm went off in, the private dining room.
Yes, and the stairs upstairs.
Oh.
Well, we could
Who's
maybe
in
use
that
that as.
private dining room?
I mean, that could be an
Lastly.
exit. Oh, go ahead.
There's at least 2 other people casing the place.
Well, at least 3, because that was Layla, that the fancy rich lady we saw. You guys noticed that? The one from Belinda, the one who helped us escape. That whole thing.
That
Oh, the offling.
Yeah, no, that fancy
Young
broad who came up to us.
lady.
That was her. That was definitely her. He was dropping in.
Who isn't here tonight, honestly?
Hey, is
Let me
Gil?
look
Is that
around.
guy? Is that guy?
I was
Gil?
just about
Ganache.
to look around. Yeah.
Look,
I was
Ganache.
just about to
He
look
ain't
around
here.
for Gilvash.
And Gilvash. Yes, you haven't seen him either. Though he is a master disguise. You do know that.
Yeah, I know.
But he's like
the
impersonating a
master
rich,
disguise.
like he's part of a rich family. He could be here as himself.
He could, but you haven't seen.
We've
At
also
least
not seen anyone go into the dining area, right?
No one at all.
No, which is
Private dining area.
It's a private
Very
dining room,
private.
and the way up to the chambers. So you would assume that either they have,
you're
if
staying
they
here.
were having a private meal,
Yeah.
they have already eaten, because you're now well into the evening. And if they're staying
They have
here,
chambers
they
here.
can access their chambers. Yes, exactly that.
I think that could be a potential like exit point for us if we have to leave, because we're not gonna jump out the window probably, right? The way we climb in. We gotta think about how we're getting out of here, so that could be.
Oh, sorry, you don't mean from the bowl. You mean later on when you're heisting.
later on, tonight,
Yeah,
right?
I thought, why won't you just leave the way you came in? I see what you mean.
lower, yeah.
Yes, yeah, okay, I get what you mean. Sorry.
So we
Okay.
sort
How
of.
long
I
have
sort
we
of
been here,
figure
by
out-
the way?
It's 9:15 at night. 9:30, 10:15. So a couple of hours.
Couple hours.
You would know the ball. Almost all balls will end sort of almost bang on midnight.
Cinderella.
Yeah, people who are staying may stay right to the end. It's traditional for people who are not staying to leave a little earlier to get back to their estates.
Is there any indication of who might be staying?
So Ambrosia did her best to case it, and could only find out that Duke Irvin was staying. That being said, you can also give me a culture check,
Which is just a charisma check, right?
if you're not proficient. Yes,
Yeah.
I did mean to put culture on every single person's character sheet. Let me put
That's
that on my
22.
reminder note. Stick
Nice.
key notes.
Whoa.
Sorry, what did you get?
22.
Right, so you would know absolutely the Lord Artros and Lady Celine, whose birthday it is, will definitely be staying here. Obviously, the Marquis Andros Pelham and the Lady Lorelia Pelham will be staying here because it's their house. You would know that the dwarves, the dwarven delegation from Aasimar, would most definitely be staying here. And then, you see anybody else? Lord Irvon and his daughter, of course. And the N on his name as well. 22 is a pretty good roll. You did see...
So
you
I don't
did
know
hear
if
about the
it's-
Lady
yeah.
Nivea of Dolbrin. I think those are the only people you would know are staying. All in row 20 chat.
yeah. So basically, I'd like to try and
Okay.
just to put all my cards out there. I'd like to possibly try to seduce someone who's staying here. Sneak
God,
up to
I
the
was thinking
bedroom
the
with
same
them,
thing.
possibly murder them, and then I
Okay, I
have
wasn't
free
thinking that
romance
part.
upstairs.
Okay, so you know that the people who are staying here are likely the most important of nobles that come from furthest away. The only people who you know are single and here is the most eligible bacheloress in the entirety of Citadel and probably the East Coast, Serena Irvon,
That's
and
well easy.
the Dwarven delegation, who are,
Oh, yeah, but the
who
dwarves don't like
are four different males who all came together.
Yeah.
Bon
Wait,
chance.
but,
That's the plan, James. They're all going to come together later tonight. That's exactly.
Oh, great. Love that.
What about this guy, Lord Irvon? Is seduce him?
You don't know if he is single or not. And in fact, as you guys sort of have a little look around inside, you see no sign of him.
That's damn. I wanted to keep an eye on him. He's probably in that private dining room.
That we
Yeah.
can't enter.
Oh, yeah, he's probably gone to
I
his
would
room
think
already.
so.
He
It
doesn't
wouldn't
like
be
parties that
unusual
much.
for you to ask if you do want to ask anybody who's there if they know
So
what
ask the
happened.
guard.
It's
I
not
do want to
particular.
ask.
Not a
Where is
guard.
It's
Any
fine, ask
guest.
someone
You would know that. Yeah, anybody who you say to,
Being
oh,
Batman.
the Lord Irvon's retired. He always retires early. He's getting on his years. But The Lady Serena is being escorted by his head bodyguard.
Oh, wonderful.
She's danced with Baron Leopold twice, and with Baron Roland 3 times. But she
Goodness.
rejected Baron Lionel twice.
Don't say.
Baron Lionel is that the Baron of Tarina, who sort of was very suave and very in on the game and spoke to Lady Serene. He seemed very with it. Baron Roland, you would know, has only just come into his title, Baron Roland of Mazzena. And the fact that she's danced with him twice is almost scandalous. The Baron of Belize is that he's in with the Horse Lords, and you heard that he might be trying to hook her up with a Kalishtar. It is very unlikely she danced with him for him, as he is in his late 50s. He is... did you call it a widower? If it's... You do, right? He's a
Yeah.
widower? Yeah.
His wife is dead.
His wife is dead, yeah, dead as fuck.
Rip.
And he's very interested in his horses and not particularly in women. So,
Interesting.
yeah, you would know that it is very unlikely that he's dancing with her, but that might be where her interests lie in the Kalishtar he is telling her
I
about.
say.
I think Gnob should take a shot. I think Gnob should take a run at her.
He's been sweeping them off their feet left and
Yeah, I
right
am a
this
baronet.
evening.
Yes.
Maybe I'll go play that weird game those girls were doing.
Yeah, maybe get with the girls. That's
Okay.
a good idea.
I have been wanting somebody to say that all evening. I'm taking you to the map because that weird game, if you'd like to all go into the chamber to pretend you're Ambrosia,
Go.
is in there.
Snooker.
It's
Oh,
Snooker!
wow.
Yes, or Paul. Oh yeah, you're
That's
over there.
very
Let's put you in
funny.
there. There is also a cards table in there, but yes, the game is Snooker.
Oh, wow.
Get off the table. Good God. Behave yourselves. And when you do approach, the ladies have left. That gaggle of girls have left. And 2 men are in a very competitive game of it.
Okay. Who's winning?
At the moment, the younger of the 2. And you don't know who either of them are.
Okay.
Sorry. One of these gentlemen was with that woman who was gossiping like mad out the outside. And seeing you go in, Ambrosia, they'll sort of look at you. Oh, would you like a game? Oliver Gray at your service. Doesn't give you his title, but you would know he's a baron. And this is my companion here, Baron Roland Ashcombe of Mazzena.
Oh, Baron Roland. Pleasure.
He's absolutely blasting me at Paul, just like he's swept every other gentleman off their out of the competition for Lady Serena's hand. Serena, definitely
So I
Serena,
hear.
not Serena.
Are there wedding bells in the
Nonsense,
future?
nonsense. No, she's just... My father died recently. She's just... was giving me her condolences.
How sweet.
Besides,
Doesn't seem
my heart
like
is set
you
upon
think
another.
Genuine. Oh. Oh.
And they're not here, unfortunately.
A shame. I see. So
Would you like to play?
you're taking it out on this game. Sure.
You can take... Here. And he
Let's
hands you
play.
the cue, and then sort of very elegantly leans over you and sort of doesn't quite touch you, but he's very close. This is Baron Roland of Ashcombe, who has been also dancing with the lady. Very elegantly sort of shows you, just put your hand there and then place the cue just upon there, and then you just take the cue like this in a firm grip. Not too firm, there you go, just right. And then just line up your shot here, look down the cue. That's the white, you want to hit it into one of those. Doesn't really matter which. He's incredibly charming, and like naturally you're drawn to him without even meaning to be, like just briefly before Ambrosia gets a grip. You can also give me a performance or sleight of hand check, your choice, to see how well you can play pool or snooker.
Not good.
No, like real bad or like
11.
11. Okay, that's fine. So you're adequate, but nothing special.
I'm a beginner.
Yeah, and it's
Is a strength
there's
of
no
the game.
unexpected.
When you're in like a bar, you're singing. You're not playing pool, right?
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't normally debase myself.
This is a very new game. You will only see this at the richest of noble halls.
Ah, that's why.
Yes.
We don't have this yet where we're from.
And just as you're sort of... Oh, we're set in the garden. Sorry, I forgot to turn the ambience off. Go away, Mr. Garden Ambience. Just as things are going quite well and you're picking up the hang of it, you will hear the music stop. And Ronan goes, Oh, it's the Silent Waltz! Quick! Ambrosia, will you be my partner? Ambrosia? No, who the fuck is that? DuPont, you! Alejandra, will you be my dance partner? Wonderful. And he will lead you very immediately onto the hall. This is the Silent Waltz. There is no music at all. Instead, participants must follow one another's body language alone, a test of grace and intuition. Usually, at some events for this, and a couple of you will know about it, at some events, partners are chosen, and at others, you choose your own. Very tellingly, the Lady Sorella is dancing with her husband, but the host is dancing with the Lady Serena. And you know that he is married and older, and the Lady Lorelia Pelham, who is the host's wife and the owner of that expensive jewelry, is yes, indeed, the Mark, is dancing with a much older gentleman. It appears to be her father.
Aw, that's cute.
So you would know that they have politically removed themselves from any unusual connections. Cornelius, Gnob, and Dubber. Would any of the three of you be dancing, and would any of you be dancing with each other?
Dance.
Is that a no to both,
I
Gnob?
don't trust either of these two to know how to dance.
Not with each other.
Okay.
But I'll stand there in silence. And if someone
DB
approaches me-
DB wants to find the oldest, cutest old lady, and offer, bow down and offer her his hand to waltz.
As you do that, you hear a little gasp from 2 or 3 people around. You have just asked the Lord Artros's grandmother.
Oh no!
Wow, she's old as shit.
Danced. He's been married to Lady Elizabeth Celine for over 100 years.
Wow.
But his grandmother does not appear elven in any way. She is very withered, and she looks up and, I'd be absolutely delighted, darling. That'd be wonderful.
It would be my honor, my lady.
And as she takes your hand, they don't seem to be playing any music. What's that about? Is it going to start soon?
The music has been inside of us the whole time.
Wow.
I will guide you. DB doesn't know this tradition, so he just assumes that
You sound like my grandson's wife. She's always talking about dancing with the fairies and her true dreams. She's off her rocker, you know.
Wow.
And with that, she sort of rests her head gently against your shoulder. And, you're very soft. And she sort of leans into you and moves around. She's ever so sweet of you to ask. Cornelius, do you choose to dance?
I do. I think I've thought of a different way to get upstairs. I would like to, and I'm probably just going to entirely embarrass myself by doing this. I'd like to see if one of the guards will dance.
Whoa. Interesting.
Every one of them, instantly, just gives you a straight no. But you do click that maybe one of the servers might be a better bet. The guards aren't allowed to leave their posts.
Can the servers go upstairs?
You wouldn't know that.
Cornelius,
Alright, fine,
But it's a hell of a lot more likely than one would guess.
I'm gonna
You're
bang
gonna
the grandma.
seduce the
I'm doing it.
grandma.
Jesus. Yeah, I'll go for a 7. Man, woman.
One of the ladies who
Don't
has
leave
just
the same.
one of the ladies who's just put down a tray, sort of, it comes towards you, and as you offer, she sort of, I'd love to.
Through gritted teeth, I say, everyone should be able to dance at these parties.
And everyone can for the Silent Waltz. So nice of you to ask me. Thank you. And she takes your hands, and she really struggles with any of the steps. And there's no
fine.
music,
I'll
there's
keep
no
it
time and
simple
anything.
and try and keep it elegant as much as I can. I'll even do a couple of lifts and dips, and just so that she is not having to do as much.
Okay.
Wow.
I'll try to
give me a
make it
performance
as
check.
intimate as I'll try and make it as intimate as I can.
Okay. Give me a performance check. And Gnob. Did you seek out anyone in particular?
Oh lord.
No, I wasn't seeking anyone.
As you sort of standing there, feeling a bit of a loose end, you immediately feel your arm taken by a fairly firm grip. As the lady Cassandra Montalier will take your arm and lean in and come on. Appearances are everything, you know.
Oh la la.
Right then.
That's our girl. That's our girl, Layla.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know that usually when exercising a disguise, I usually tend to change my voice. She says, as she sort of, and she is so leading you. Like she's playing the part of the delicate lady, and she flounces herself. And once or twice, she even sort of does little. She almost lifts herself off the ground and back down, like so gracefully, that it makes it look like you've lifted her, but you haven't done anything. Everything is done perfectly in time with almost no effort of your own. Cornelius, what was your performance check?
An 8, but I'd like to use one of my cards.
Please do deal it out.
Yay.
Okay, there is no music playing, but I'm getting a little feeling awkwardy because of the amount of
Yes. 16 altogether.
Wow.
Okay.
Look
Never
at that.
doubt that a small group of thoughtful citizens. Oh fuck, thoughtful citizens. That's not you guys. Carry on as you
Not
will.
us.
Yes, we'll save that one for another day. Where is my sound gone? I've pressed play, but it's not playing anything, is it?
I hear it
Try again.
now.
I'll
Oh, there we
provide the music, everyone.
Yeah, but
Yeah, 16.
there's absolutely no music playing. I just want to make that clear. But anyway, as you dance around, Cornelius, you do all right. But she stumbles a couple of times. DB, she's pretty much. She's like almost stood on your feet, pretty much. It is so, but she weighs nothing. It is so easy to just spin her around
So
delightfully.
frail.
Throw her around like pizza dough.
And as another couple sort of comes past you, the Lord Artros sort of looks at you and thank you, and then just carries on dancing straight past you. But
I squeezed Grandma a little too tight for a moment and then stop.
a particular couple are absolutely stealing the scene, and it is none of you lot. Although I will say that
you're gonna
Oleandra
roll.
Dupont, well, you may roll. You and he may give me a performance check. You may be doing pretty well, but you're not doing as well as this couple.
I'm doing all right.
Whilst everybody else is doing, well, you can roll too, but her and Roland are both rolling. Give me your performance check. What was it, Oleandra?
12.
12? Yeah, you're doing okay. But everybody else has sort of got these close, like, sort of traditional ballroom dancing. And then you look over and you see one of the dwarves. You didn't get his name, but I will tell you it's Valga, is all you need of the name.
Right in a row.
And the Baron Aelthar Velmorn of Minton. Who is a fairly somber man in his mid-40s. And the two of them are, like, getting down, like, doing dance, like, old-school 80s sort of dance moves in the middle. They are rocking the joint. It's clear they have indulged far too heavily in that ale fountain.
Oh, yeah,
And they are having the time of their lives, whilst everybody else is sort of being very sedate and appropriate.
How gauche.
But yes, as you are dancing, the Baron Roland Ashcombe will say to you very quietly, I don't believe I recognise you, my dear. Where do you hail from?
Far north from here. I'm...
Oh, Garrick Northlands or just North Kalan?
North Kalan.
Right, very well. I'm a local boy myself, haven't travelled far.
See. Where is this guy from again?
Let us go to the map. I think this will have it on it. He is the Baron of Mizena, which is not on this map at all. It is on this map. There you go. I think it's here.
Oh, there he is. Oh, okay.
He is
Tiny little
very
town.
young for a Baron. It's not tiny. It's small. It is. Let me just tell you how small.
He's just a boy.
Yeah,
Wet
he's a
behind the
boy,
ears.
and it's definitely a village, not a town, so to speak. But Mizena is.
That's adorable.
A village of 120 people.
Wow.
I give it with a quiet, isolated charm. But one thing you do know is that he is known for being ambitious. And you have also heard that he's, and he will tell you as he's talking, that his family is well known in the region for their dedication to agriculture, particularly the cultivation of rare herbs and plants. And they have a very well known herb garden. And he's he sort of speaks to you about, I'm going to be a marquis at some point, perhaps even a lord.
Well, you should always aim high.
I'll need a fine woman on my own.
I agree. Does Serena look jealous? We're dancing.
You see, the problem with Lady Serena is she wants a man she can love. I don't need a woman I can love.
I'll drink to that.
I have someone I love. I need somebody who can rule. Is that you?
Maybe.
Miss Dupont?
I know a thing or two about ruling.
And what about politics?
Well, I haven't dipped my toe in as much lately. But how hard could that be?
Indeed. If one is ruthless and they know how to get what they want, not hard at all. Are you ruthless?
Right. I would say. I take it as a compliment.
Could you marry a man that you have no love for? Only a enjoyment of their company and aligning goals?
Easily.
You could fuck whoever you wanted on the side.
Thing. Wow. This gets better and better.
Lady Dupont, I'm not jesting. You carry yourself well. You would be an asset.
Is this how Mikayla makes a new character?
She's gonna scam this boy for all of his money. What do you mean?
Ambrosia's getting swept up in the story here.
I don't. He'll carry on. So if he's trying to sell it to you, he says, "I don't need a woman who'll stay at home. I need a woman who'll travel, make connections, deals.
Wow.
A woman who can trade."
Sounds like what I already do. Let me sleep on it.
Well, take as long as you need. Should you be interested, come and visit me at Mizena.
Thank you.
I will show you the future.
Steal this farm boy's money, 100%. Let's go.
He doesn't have any money.
He's gonna be a marquis someday.
He rules a village of 120 people. He's not broke. He's got a hell of a lot more money than you guys do now. He's got a house.
For the top.
Target acquired.
Maybe you could do it at his side.
I guess I'll marry my way up.
He smiles at you. Just a thought. Besides, our gardens are beautiful. It'd be a good setting for you.
I don't know. Spent enough time around plants.
You know your plants? Even better.
Maybe not the kind you tend to.
I doubt that. Whether it's rich narcotics of the far west, plants imported all the way from the Garrick Northlands and Larnacasia, or those from the archipelago. Our herb garden has herbs from all over the world, many of them with highly potent effects.
I stand corrected. You know what you're talking about.
I do.
Well, that puts my mind at ease.
He smiles and, I'll be in touch. Unless you visit me first. Lady Dupont. And he says it quite pointedly the second time.
Oh, I'm sure he does. Because we're dancing and my disguised self won't hold up to inspection.
Do we think this is this Gilvash? Is this guy him just fucking with you right now?
Can you imagine?
I considered that
Pat, that is the best twist ever, and I wish I had have thought of it. I can promise you this is not Gilvash.
I considered that this was him too.
That would be
He would do some shit like that.
With the end of the silent waltz, the party begins to wind down. Cornelius, the serving girl thoroughly enjoys her time with you. But at the end of the dance, she looks to you and says, I'm really sorry, sir. I must return to the kitchen.
Are you sure? You've quite taken my eye. I was hoping that we could go somewhere a little more private.
That would be most inappropriate, sir.
Ooh,
Have
lay it
you
on thick.
never dreamt of getting away from all of this?
Yes. My husband and I have talked a few times about the possibility of escaping somewhere else.
Scandalous.
Give me an insight check.
Oh my god, no!
Bruh. Yeah, as you look to her and she says this,
One.
you notice her sort of glance over her shoulder twice, but you can't work out what she's looking at. Josh is scouring his character sheet to see if he can find a way to re-roll that.
No, I'm not.
No? Deciding whether you're going to kill her.
Oh, no, don't do it.
I kind of like mutter under my breath, but like loud enough for her to hear, and I just say, "Get out of my sight," as I cast cause fear on her.
Okay.
I would like a wisdom save.
It's happening.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, wow.
It's a 14.
Oh, you
Oh,
bastard.
not that wise.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, my DC's 14.
Oh, sorry. She had a -2.
No.
The dice said a story. She said, okay,
Damn.
no problem.
She's not having it.
And then as she goes to move away, she sort of takes your arm and like moves you round a little bit, Cornelius, so that you are facing the door of the kitchen, which is where she's headed to. And you see a gentleman sort of staring daggers at you.
Ooh.
He looks unkind. And as she gets over there, you see her sort of bow her head to him, like sort of almost fearfully, and then head through into the kitchen. You'll realize that maybe she said no for a reason.
Mm-hmm. I keep eye contact with him. Does he just stare at me?
No. Once she got in range, he sort of looked down to her and scolded her. And then he goes about directing other servants.
I fantasize about him beating her, and then I will walk away.
God.
Gnob, at the end of the dance with Cassandra, she will sort of say to you, pleasure to make your acquaintance again. Yes,
What
was
you
it?
for? Cassandra.
I enjoy making acquaintances, connections, and hearing the rumors with an ability.
All right. It was good to see you again as well.
Yes, we had some fun together. Both times. She smiles. And then sort of just moves away effortlessly. DB, when you finish dancing with... I do have her name somewhere.
Grandma.
Granny.
Lay on the charm.
No, I don't know why I went for this. Her name is Agacia.
Oh, wow, that's
Geisha.
fun.
And it's a very old-fashioned name. And she looks at you. Thank you, dear. It was most pleasant, but I do fear my legs are very tired. Would you mind taking me back to my seat?
Oh, I thought she was going to say her room.
Yes, of course, darling. Whatever you need.
As she walks past a very well-dressed nobleman, she goes, "You, boy, get me a drink." She treats him like a servant, and then heads on over and sits down on her sort of chair where there's 4 cushions on the chair. And you'll note Lord Archos sort of come over and look over her a couple of times. And did you enjoy yourself? He calls her Mama, but obviously she is his grandmother. And then he will seek you out, DB, very briefly.
Uh-oh.
It was very kind of you. She enjoyed that.
DB doesn't say anything. He just sort of like nods his head, like, of course.
You see, he sort of goes to say something and then stops and goes quiet and doesn't say anything more.
I think DB is about to do the same thing. They both kind of do that.
So what was going to be perhaps something a bit gracious becomes a little awkward, and then there's a sort of separation in kind. Ambrosia, as you finish your dance with the wonderful Baron Roland, he will make a deep bow to you. Think on my offer. Visit me. And then he turns and almost sort of like walking into him is the Lady Serena, who sort of takes his arm for the next dance quite firmly. And he looks back to you, and sort of as he's going away with her, he just rolls his eyes. The evening is definitely winding down. Is there anything you guys would like to do before leaving?
Was there a cake?
No.
No cake at the birthday party?
No, it's not a particular tradition here. There's no singing for it either. There are just gifts.
Is there like an ice statue or something?
No? Should there be? There's a fountain. There was a statue outside, I believe. It was...
yeah.
No, I need something. I need something destructible, James.
Oh, there's there are the gifts. There are lots and lots of gifts in the side. You do see,
the gift table. It's like a
yeah,
table
there's a
or
gift
like
table. Oh yeah, no, well, some of them are wrapped and some of them are not. You see a beautiful glass fruit bowl. You see a huge bouquet of perfect flowers that look like they might stay like that forever. You see a beautiful set of jewelry. Like there's lots and lots of gifts on that table.
Ooh.
I mean, I wanted to make something explode, but I feel like stealing something would be just as good. No,
Isn't that awesome?
I think we want to try to head out early, right? We don't want to overstay our welcome. We want to get out.
Quite a few people have already left.
Right.
We're dipping.
So we're dipping, and as we're dipping, I think DB, he learned some new tricks recently, and I want to subtle cast
Okay.
fireworks on the gift table.
Like
The target explodes with a dazzling display of colors. Each creature within 10 feet of the target must see a con save or become blinded. I don't care about that part. But I want the gift table.
Yeah, you do see a few creatures, a few guys kind of go like this. One gift, sort of like the firework just catches it, and there is this beautiful sort of pristine clutch bag in satin silk that just gets launched halfway across the room and into the dwarven ale fountain.
I wanted that.
There is one of the bowls sort of starts rolling to the edge, and DB, you will see one gentleman stare straight at you.
Uh-oh.
Very plainly dressed, mousy brown hair. Just looks to you.
Oh shit.
Let's retreat.
Let's add a little smile and a nod. And lets you go.
I keep walking.
The rest of you, anything else you're doing before you leave?
Were we trying to get the jewelry tonight?
No, tonight, but after you've left.
Technically, yes.
We're gonna come
In a
back
couple of
in,
hours.
in like 4 hours. And
Yeah,
Later
a
tonight.
couple of
We're gonna
hours,
take a
4
power
hours,
nap.
etc. Yeah.
I think that went well, gentlemen. Looking directly.
As you guys are leaving, I will take a perception check, please, from anybody who is proficient or has a positive modifier, which may just be everyone, and that's okay.
Yay! I did
16
good.
for me.
22.
Ooh,
21.
I can beat that.
Anybody higher than a 22?
16.
Okay, so I'll take 22 as the highest. Okay. You hear very quietly two guards sort of standing just outside, saying, "Don't worry, it's sealed up tighter than the Queen's corset. Still, you're not carrying the lady's brooch. The door won't even hum. Aye, if it did that, that golem would split you straight down the middle. Don't worry about it. I'm sure it'll be fine. Don't know why the alarm went off."
Oh, brother.
As we leave, as we walk past the beer fountain, I'd like to just like brush my hand against the stone and cast diabolicism to cause the stone to crack.
so petty.
I love that.
You don't have
Um,
subtle spell, my friend. You don't have subtle spell. What are you doing?
I don't care.
Does it have a verbal component, somatic component? What does it have? Double assessment. think it's just a
verbal
somatic.
and somatic.
Verbal and somatic. Okay.
So I just say, fuck you.
So as you roll your fingers along it, it is obvious that you are casting an arcane spell to anybody who's watching. That being said, there are fireworks going off on the gift table.
Exactly.
So, yes, the purse sort of lands in one side and a crack comes out the other side, and you see everybody gives the purse a very strange look, as wondering how the hell it cracked the fountain. And you just hear as you guys are heading out, you just hear the lady Stelline go, "My fountain! Somebody fix it! Somebody fix it!"
Oh, yeah, I love that
And she will exclaim quite loudly, "Crow!
Uh-oh.
Back down! Get over here and fix it!" And you see this unassuming gentleman who was right now just staring straight at DB wander over.
Uh-oh.
And he just looks at it and, "Don't worry, it'll be absolutely fine. Purse didn't cause this." And as he runs his hand along it very gently, you see him sort of mold it back into shape. It almost looks like he's reversing what you just did, like winding back time on the fountain. Something like that. You're not really sure exactly what it is, but as you catch it at the back corner of your eye, you just see, like, he's not saying anything either. Like some kind of weird Harry Potter wizard who's learned to cast without any words. But she seems quite distressed. One flower sort of a little odd angle in her hair. Created a bit of a notice, if nothing else. Ambrosia and Gnob, is there anything you'd like to do before we leave?
No, I've done my
Not that I
dirty
can
work.
think of.
Then we shall come to the wonderful and timeless tradition of MVPs. And it's I tried to prep a heist and a ball
Party.
all in one session. I thought it was a lot of prep. That's because you couldn't ever have achieved it all in one session.
Oh,
Um,
it's not.
But I didn't think about that at the time.
Party.
So I have a main MVP and a small MVP. My main MVP, I really enjoyed the ritual for summoning the skeletal command. It was long ago, but that was really cool. I love it when people write things specifically for session. So that's always really rewarding for me, and I did give you a D8 for it. But also, just a tiny other side note. I think it was DB who said, "So what are our individual motives at this ball?" And Ambrosia just said, "I just want to be seen."
Seen she was.
I
Which
got
was
the word
beautiful.
People should be coming to my next
yeah.
performance. Is all I'm saying.
Speaking of Ambrosia, Mikayla, your MVP.
I really enjoyed Knob's social interactions at the party. Every time he spoke to someone, I was so delighted. I loved him just bothering
Just
this
trying to be
couple.
as pleasant as he knows how to be.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Good.
Love it. I hope we do more
Mhm.
infiltrations.
Josh.
I think mine goes to DB wanting to murder. just straight away lock eyes like, "I want to choke you out," and then just Cornelius and Ambrosia fighting to
Yeah, the devil and the
protest
angel.
which is morality.
Yeah.
Was very very.
I think Cornelius and DB are going to be pals now. Now that Cornelius knows DB has that in him to
He's
just straight up want
murderous.
to murder someone.
Absolutely.
Pat.
Yeah, I think I did enjoy Ambrosia trying to sort of fend off the proposal from the young lord there, and him just getting more and more like desperate, and her just being like,
Yeah, maybe.
like, I thought that was really funny.
I'll think about it.
Rico.
So mine is similar to Josh's, but for a different reason. Like I just sort of like came back from having to deal with baby, and he's just like, "So how are we gonna kill her? Are we gonna strangle her to death?" And I was just like, "Who are we killing? What just happened? How is this happening?"
Yep.
And then a second one goes out to the potential Gilvash being.
Oh, that would have been
thought of
such a
that being
delicious
something
That would have
twist.
been
Yeah.
diabolical. My goodness.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
Ambrosia's
never
still
that
considering
twisted.
that possibility.
Yeah. Well, that is how we're going to end. So if you guys would like to say goodbye,
Goodbye.
Bye.
it goes for me to tell you that you gained 150 experience points. And we will see you
Yay.
soon.
Man,
Uh,
Cornelius
and
is so